All right, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out. It's Jrod on point. Thank you everyone for being here. Very appreciate it. Today we're gonna have a special day today. It's gonna be a very special day today. We're gonna have tonight the presence of the true crime legend, Speak Van Holding. His channel is linked on the description, and it's an honor for us to have the presence tonight of a true crime legend with the name Speak Van Holding, a brother of mine, a very appreciated collaborator. It's an honor for me to be part of his inner circle. Is very appreciated. Everything that I learned from the guy is amazing. So today, right now, as we speak, we're gonna be sharing with you. We're gonna be sharing some of his content on the Idaho folk case for those that are not aware of the content of Mr. Speak Van Holding. I want to make sure that we promote his channel, and I want everyone to please to go to his channel and show love to the 100%. But we appreciate Mr. Speak Van Holding. I'm gonna have his link on the chat right now as we speak. Big shout out to Dan Reese. Thank you for being here. It's been a long time, my guy. I haven't seen you for a while. Very appreciate it. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon over here. Almost good evening over here in Ohio. It's very appreciated to have Dan Reese, one of our long time moderators. Very so much appreciated. Thank you for being here, man. It's been a long time. And big shout out to all the people that watch all over the world. My name is Jrod on Point. Today we're gonna have a promotional live stream. We're gonna make sure that we bring awareness to the people, the beautiful community in true crime, about our friend and brother, collaborator, Speak Van Holding channel. I want to make sure that everyone pay attention, because he got great things to say. Let me get his link on the chat real quick. 1 second, please. Very appreciate it. It sounds like I typed pretty fast, huh? All right. Let me see what we got here. And boom. All right. We should be good. Subscribe to Speak Van Holding. His link is right there on the chat. Let's make sure that we all go over there. Like, subscribe, share the content, and make sure you comment, leaving some good comments. Make sure y'all giving some good comments. So I appreciate it. Comments for everything that he does for the true crime community, which is very appreciated by us. And due to that, we're gonna have him tonight once again. We're gonna have him tonight. We're gonna have great conversations about the Idaho full Bryan Kohberger case. He's gonna be sharing with us his latest takes, and we're gonna highlight very important details from both sides of the fence. Because as y'all well know, Speak Van Holding do believe that Bryan Kohberger is guilty without any benefit of the doubt. My side of the fence is 100 believe that Bryan Kohberger is innocent and that he's being framed by the state of Idaho on benefit of the University of Idaho. So we are two brothers in different and two separate different side of the fence. Big shout out to Amy Conway. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you. Amy, we having Speak Bank Holding tonight. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. I don't know if you've seen on top of the chat, we got Dan Riz. Dan Riz came by, show love and support, say hi with the good mornings. It's been a long time that I haven't seen a good moderator, good brother, Dan Riz. It's been a long time since the Kiely Rodni case. We are very, very excited. We are very, very excited of tonight's live stream. Is gonna be it's gonna be nuclear. It's gonna be nuclear tonight. And I want to repeat, this is a promotional live stream. Tonight we having the legend, the myth. We having in our humble show one of the best, the pillars, one of the foundation of the true crime community, Mr. Speak Bank Holding. Big shout out to him. I was on the phone line a few seconds ago with him, you know what I'm saying, making sure everything is confirmed. He should be listening to us right now as we speak. And I want to make sure that everyone go and please support, subscribing, sharing, and commenting, showing love and appreciation to a great guy, an amazing collaborator, and a better human being, as our brother from another mother, Speak Bank Holding. Amy Khan would say, awesome. Woo, woo. It's about to get real tonight. My brother's coming with all his tools from the other side. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do it. We got mad respect for each other. Y'all know me that I like to poke the bear. Y'all know me, I like to poke the bear. I like to poke the bear. Pause. No Diddy. Nah, shame. I had to get my brother out of the VIP lounge. You know what I'm saying? I had to get my brother out of the VIP lounge. You know what I'm saying? With the cigars, with the cognac, with the nyan shame, with the goodies, you know what I'm saying? Traveling all over the world. One day he could be in Egypt. Another day he could be over there in Bolivia. Some other day he could be in Spain. Shit, last time he called me, he was like, well, he was, he was in Nicaragua. Yeah, he was in Nicaragua. Yeah, I told him to go by Costa Rica and say hi to Amy Conway, but he said, you know, he had to go straight, like, you know what I mean, to the other side of the world. So, big shout out to Speak Bank Holding. It's gonna be nuclear tonight. The Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger has never been broken down in pieces in a way that me and Speak Bank Holding could break it down for both sides of the fence, for the side of the fence or the people that believe that Bryan Kohberger is guilty as well. That for those that believe that Bryan Kohberger deserves the benefit of the doubt, or they do believe that Bryan Kohberger is innocent. I gotta appreciate the love and support that y'all have given to the 2023 series that we uploading right now as we speak. I have to be honest. I'm so humbled by the support that y'all been giving to our classics. Because I tell you what, though, every time I upload a video of the classics, you know, of the classics, the Jrod Point classics, listen, I cross my fingers. And it's like, hey, listen, man. Hopefully someone get to see it. Because, you know, for those that been in the channel for quite a few years, they probably already have seen these classics, probably when it went out live, probably when I did drop it like a year ago, you know what I'm saying, for everyone to see. But due to that, back then we was a smaller channel and we was not monetized. due to that back then we was a smaller channel and we was not monetized. It's time for your boy Jrod to get his money right from the old content. You know what I'm saying? For what it seems like is being welcomed by the community. I appreciate all the comments underneath, all the support. It's very so much appreciated. You know the haters could hate. No one gonna see it. You know how you brother do. They could hate. Whoever wanna hate, they could hate. Ain't no one gonna see what the fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no one he get mad or anything. Another person say, okay, cause listen, I told ya I'm an instigator. Yeah, didn't I tell you I'm an instigator? So how an instigator gonna get mad or someone try to instigate him when I just call it like, yo, that's more gas for me. That's more gas for me. So at the end of the day, who get mad at who? I don't get mad because whatever you said, because whatever you said don't matter. No one gonna see it, you stupid. Ah! But it's a pleasure for me to be here. I'm the most gracious and humble Jrod Point. I really do appreciate everyone to come and share you time with me. Please make sure to click the like. I want to see how many likes we got. Hold on, let me take a look at this real quick. We have 21 likes. Very appreciated. 21 likes. Everyone that is watching, please make sure that you leave some love and leave some DNA on that like button. I promise you, I will not, without crossing fingers, I would not, and I know you can see me right now, I would not use IGG on you, okay? I'm not the state of Idaho. I'm not the state of Idaho that is going to use the IGG for any illegal, malicious purposes. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Kiely Bell. Thank you so much for being here. Very so much. I appreciate it. Yes, Kiely, we are live during the day. I know. A round of applause, please. Please, a round of applause. Can I get some W's in the chat? Can I get some W's in the chat? Yes, we are live during the day. Big shout out. Big shout out. Big shout out. It hit different. Big shout out to Kiely Bell. Thank you for being here. Very so much. I appreciate it. Amy Conway saying hi to Kiely Bell and welcoming the family subscribers that we got here on our channel. Is very appreciated. As you can see, you know, we always gonna have the live stream for people that is being subscribed to us for 24 hours. We don't want people that want to come here, you know what I'm saying, to attack our chat. We don't want people that want to come here, you know, subscribe for 5 minutes and come and attack the chat. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure, and Amy Conway want to make sure that whoever come and spend time with us here in our chat room and voice their opinion, no one that don't need to be here gonna come and say nothing stupid. We snipers that shoot from the hip. We just pew 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 pew. We don't have no problem. We do not, and I repeat, we do not have no problem with blocking you and let you free whenever 2026 start. We are in 2025. Listen, we do this yearly. Everyone that it got blocked in 2024, they got let go free in 2025. You hear me? So whoever gets blocked in 2025, I will see you in 2026 to see if you have changed your mind. So for the meanwhile, we over here hanging out with the people that we need to be hanging out. We are members, we are subscribers and moderators that actually are here because they care about the cases that we talked about. They actually care about the Kiely Rodni case. They actually care about the Idaho form Bryan Kohberger case. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if we don't go out there to those channels, if we do not go to those channels to troll, ain't no one gonna come here to troll. And you know what's crazy? If our voice don't matter, why you even care? Right? If our voice do not matter, why come to troll? Obviously, we saying something over here that is triggering you. Obviously, we saying something over here that is hitting you right in the guts. Obviously, we saying something here that it bothers you. And you know why? Because the truth hurts. Big shout out to everyone watching. Yeah. You know what I'm about to say, right? You know that we are like the keyboard crime fighters. Over here in Jrod Point, we are the keyboard crime fighters. You could call me, you can hit different when we tell you that over here, we are the keyboard crime fighters. Ha ha. Ha ha. You like it or not, you could hate because you have never been like me. You could hate because you can never do the work that I do. You could hate because you cannot investigate like I do. You could hate because you, in your little bubble, wrapped up where you at, you don't even have people, you don't even have connections out of state like I do to make a phone call and people will fly to do what I tell them to do for free. It hit different. It hit different when Jrod Point could grab his phone and make a quick call, and I'll send 2 to 3 people in different ways to find out what I need to know. And it hit different. It hit super different. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you could hate, because yes, I did call Moscow PD telling them that I know the killers. The reasons why, I give it to them for 45 minutes. And they did listen to me. And they did listen to me for 35, 45 minutes. Because everything that I was giving them, it was on point. Because I know what I'm talking about. Because as soon as I send my people to flood the Moscow, Idaho, oh, listen, man, by the time they came back, called me, it was like, Jrod, you will not believe what I just heard. And it hit different. Listen, over here, we are the keyboard crime fighters, and we are proud of it. We are proud of it. I know you couldn't call Moscow PD. I know you're jealous. I know, and you know who I'm talking to too. And you know who I'm talking to too. You know who I'm talking to. I know you're jealous. I know you're jealous because you went by Moscow, Idaho. Nobody want to talk to you. I know you're jealous because you went by Moscow, Idaho, and you did not came with one piece of information that you could have used in your channel. Me, I didn't have to go to Moscow, Idaho to find out what the fuck was going on. I did not have to travel. What are you talking about? In 2 weeks after the murders, I was telling Moscow PD what the fuck they needed to hear. And at this day today, I promise you, they regret not listening to me. And not listening to Jrod Point is gonna cost them big time. Hey, listen, you know who I'm talking to? Hey, you know who we're talking to? I know you're jealous. I know you're jealous. I know. Listen, you have more subscribers than me. You have more fame than me. And you're just jealous because, like you said, well, I'm going to call Moscow PD when I don't have a tip. Because guess what? Because you dumb don't have people that will investigate for you to then tell you everything the fuck it happened. I moved different. It hit different with Jrod Point is nosy as fuck and want to know what the fuck happened. It hit different. Big shout out to Kiely. I had to put that up there again. What kind of people not only try to put some on death row? Right. True love to you, Jrod on Point, for helping with the Idaho 4 and exposing the truth. Thank you so much, Kiely Bell. I appreciate you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Please make sure everyone likes, subscribe, and share their content. But over here in Jrod on Point, we are the keyboard crime fighters. We are. You could call me the keyboard crime stoppers here in Jrod on Point. Listen, we're snitching. We're snitching. We're tired of telling. We're snitching. We don't give a fuck who say like, oh, but that's snitching and what. We're snitching. If you're in the true crime community and you're not snitching, what the fuck you doing here? How the fuck you gonna fix the problem if you're not snitching? If you're not tired of telling? Huh? If you see something, you say something. The same thing I tell my kids. If you see something, you say something. You see something, you say something. You cannot stay quiet and letting the fuckery slide. You cannot stay quiet and let the fuckery slide. As true crime content creators, you cannot care if you're going to lose subscribers as long as you're speaking the truth in what you feel and your gut for the information that you have accessible to you. Because the sources that I have, good journalists, never, nunca, gonna tell you who the sources are. Right? So why you asking me for receipts? Why you asking me for receipts? Hey, might as well you go and get your own receipts with what I'm telling you. It's been 2 years that I tell people exactly what the fuck is going on. And at this day today, no one has come back to debate not one fucking thing that I say in this channel because they don't have the balls and don't have the connections that I have. I'm well known. It hit different when you are a small content creator that was famous way before you got to YouTube. It hit different when I was born famous. Who the fuck you talking to? Big shout out to the 35 people talking. For 35 people watching while I'm talking, is Jrod on Point. Big shout out to everyone watching. But it hit different when bigger content creators and YouTube true crime don't have the connections and the sources that I have. Because they were never famous until they came to YouTube. This is a bunch of nobodies. A bunch of nobodies in real life. A bunch of nobodies in real life that he came to YouTube to talk to true crime, looking for attention to people, and they became famous talking true crime and looking for the attention of the people. But you was never famous in your real life. You was a nobody. You was the awkward. You was the square. You was the one that no one liked it. Me, I was the famous one. I was the one that people was telling me what the fuck without even me wanting what to know. I'm the type of person that people come to me and tell me shit that I don't even want to know. Shit that I don't even care. I'm that dude. I'm that dude. I've been that dude since I was born. What are you talking about? Since I was little. Hey, Jrod, this motherfucker is fucking stealing shit from my house and this and this and that, and I don't want to go to the cops. All right, cool. We handle that shit. Oh my God, my phone go crazy. Hold on. It hit different. It hit different while we are live and we have our brother from another mother, Speakman Holding, on the phone line. Big shout out to you, brother.
What's going on, man? You doing all right?
Hey, nothing, man. Nothing, man. Just doing great over here with Amy Conway, Kiely Bell in the chat, Dan Reese. We got 34 people watching. We are about to start watching your videos and promote you for tonight having a nuclear night on the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case.
Well, I just called you real quick. I got about 8 to 9 minutes spare right now, but we're going to hook up later on tonight. So what's going on?
Hey, nothing, man. Over here, just giving a little introduction to your videos, giving you my props, you know what I'm saying? Letting the people know that it's on and popping. Speakman Holding is back to the motherland United States from you tour around the world. Yeah, I have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to tell people last time you called me, you know what I'm saying, outside of the motherland, you know, sipping the cognac, smoking your cigar. You know what I'm saying? Can you tell the people a little bit about what you've been working and what you've been doing?
I've just been working on the Kerry Reed case, the Kohberger case, and some other cases and other YouTube channels that I'm going to turn out hopefully next month. So I'm going to be turning out more content because I'm going to have more free time. So that's the gist of it. But to let you know specifically, like I said, in the people, Kohberger will be convicted. It is a little bit too late for the wrangling that they're doing.
And you hear it here first in Jrod on Point from a legend, a pillar of the true crime community, and a great foundation, Speakman Holding. Speakman Holding, is this man gonna get cooked?
It's guaranteed that he will get cleared.
Or you said that he's gonna get clear, sent back home?
Now he's gonna get cleared, sent to the pen.
Oh, Speakman Holding said Bryan Kohberger is gonna get cooked well done on the by the firing squad, ain't it?
Always remember, this is the first time in history that an indigent defendant has had a multi-million-dollar defense at the state. It's a paid sham defense for conviction.
So we talking about the, well, going with what you're saying, right? So they spending I want to say that's a pretty deep pocket though. It's a pretty deep pocket what they spending on the defense of Bryan Kohberger. If you ask me, I believe the prosecution is not spending a pretty penny like the defense team is doing. What you think about that?
Well, you got to understand that the money for the defense is coming from the state of Idaho, from the Kennedy Farm. So you got to keep in mind that the state is a corporate fiction. It's not a person. It's got plenty of money. But what you have to understand is, why spend over $1 million on this defense? Why? What's the purpose? This is unheard of.
Because Bryan Kohberger is innocent.
Well, we're going to let the jury decide that based on the evidence, but I can tell you this here. An innocent man does not produce or assert a dubious alibi defense, because an alibi defense is going to require him to take the stand, and that's something he's not going to do. I pledged this station. I said if he was not convicted, I would give you this station. And guess what? I'm a win. I already know the outcome of what's going on.
I think that's why you start on another channels, right? Because you already know you're gonna lose.
Starting the other channels. Other talent. You understand? I have other gifts.
Only messing with you, bro. Only.
If you don't use your talent, they get taken away. You know.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Only messing with you. You know how I am. I like to poke the bear, bro. Pause. No diddy.
I know you know I'm telling the truth. You know it's over with, bro.
Oh no, I do know you believe from the bottom of your heart what you're speaking due to the jurisprudence and the experience that you have. I want to congratulate for your latest wins in court. Because I over here we promote you heavy. And we very appreciate it for everything that you do for us and for the true crime community. And I want to congratulate you over the phone for all those wins that you have gotten in court.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep getting. It's just a matter of knowing what's going on. Anybody can do it if they put their mind to it. Time and put your mind to it.
It'll be sad that if you first lost, it be against your own student.
Man, when I tell you, you gotta remember one thing, man. That Kohberger didn't have to even assert an alibi because they would eventually have to prove that he was there. And so when he asserted the alibi, it was kind of bad for them to do that.
No, I tell you what though, I give you that, because again, due to your experience, and I do give you that the alibi that Kohberger has is very empty. It's just very general. It doesn't have no details. I don't know what people talking about that he was like stargating and all this other stuff and talking about being at the park and all this other stuff when his alibi, like you said, it was very empty. He just said he was driving around.
And that's gonna be a problem.
No witness, no details. But again, at this day today, that alibi has not been detailed. You know what I'm saying? It was very vague, very over the top.
In other words, an alibi must have some corroboration at some point. You can just say I was here, but where is the corroboration to give you credit? And I believe when Ann Taylor put him out there like this, I'm gonna put it like this here. Ann Taylor's working with the prosecution. Don't get it twisted, man. I'm gonna stand this here. Like I said, had he went on, had the speedy preliminary hearing, he would have walked. It's too late now. They know he the killer, and the state is not letting him go.
Hey, Speak My Holding, Amy Conway send you big shout outs, and she say hi. She's on the chat right now moderating, and she also says, Sir Van speaks. I got few questions in German for you because I was saying that you was traveling all over the world, and she just wanna test your German.
I don't speak German. And a big shout out to you, Amy Conway.
Big shout out to Amy Conway from Speak My Holding. Speak. So we are about to start rolling your videos in a little second. I was giving a little introduction to your channel, a little introduction to what we're gonna do tonight. Anything that you want to tell the people before you roll out?
Well, just I'm gonna be doing more content. I'm gonna be doing more on true crime and other things. So I look forward to hooking up with you tonight. So I'm gonna get over and get into some content and analyze it so I can bring it up later on.
Hey, listen, you know that any video we have done together, you know that you could always clip it and use it on whatever and anything you want. You know that, right?
Yes, I understand that. Yes.
And also, let me tell you, I just started a brand new channel. Also, the name is Idaho Full Chat Room. It's named Idaho Full Chat Rooms. I'm about to start dumping content over there. My question is, can I have your presence and your blessings in that channel at some point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All the time.
That's my guy. Hey, guys, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Speak My Holding. He's gonna be with us tonight, 12 a.m. Big shout out to you, brother.
All right.
Hey, hopefully you be listening to the live stream, man. Hopefully I do justice to your channel, to your brand and your videos, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything that you do for the true crime community, and most especially for everything that you do for me, my brother.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Speak My Holding. Yeah, it's an honor for me. I tell you what, though. It's an honor for me to have such a good brother, collaborator, friend, and family. And we are both sitting on different sides of the fence. For those people that want to talk shit, they be like, oh, Jrod on point, you don't allow no one. They said that Bryan Kohberger is guilty. You don't allow no one to speak their mind in your chat. You don't allow you block everyone that said that Kohberger is guilty. You know who are black from those guilters? The ignorant people. The people that don't do nothing but minimize my talent, belittle me, befuddle me. people that want to come here and talk shit, guess what? This is my channel. I'm the only one allowed to talk shit. It hit different. But yeah, I have proved to y'all for years since I started the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case. My brother Speak Van Holding is being there with me. And he's at the other side of the fence. He believed that Bryan Kohberger is going to get cooked up well done. So how any one of y'all content creators, viewership, idiots, slowies, dum-dums, how in the heck you gonna say that Jrod on point don't give opportunity or it doesn't listen to no guilter? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Guess what? My brother Speak Van Holding, he do believe that Bryan Kohberger is guilty. And this is a person that is very, very smart, very versed, very intelligent, have wins in court, self-represented, self-taught, and have wins in court. Speak Van Holding have more wins in court than some of you lawyers out there with license of con law, license to be a lawyer. Speak Van Holding, self-taught, have won more in court than the majority of y'all wannabe lawyers with a license to represent constitutional law. The majority of y'all have lost more than what y'all win. Speak Van Holding have not lost one case in court. And if I'm going to listen to anyone believing that Bryan Kohberger is guilty, I'd rather listen to someone that is smart, that is clever, intelligent, and even though I might be a little bit more intelligent than him, I mean, I'm learning from him, right? So at some point, right, we'll get that day. You know what I mean? It's gonna be one day. Listen, it might be on this Idaho 4 case that my teacher might come and give me a pat in the back and tell me, "Good job, Jrod. Good job, Jrod. Keep up the good work." I might have to learn quite a few tricks from my student, I guess. But that's my goal. My goal is making sure that Speak Van Holding know that he's not wasting his time talking to me, teaching me a few things here and there about the true crime community, and sharing his knowledge with me. My job is to make sure that Speak Van Holding even crossed through his mind that he's wasting his time talking to Jrod on point, and we have a very healthy friendship and collaboration for the past 2 years. Yup, y'all heard it. Me is actually 3 years, because me and Speak Van Holding was working together in the Kiely Rodni case too. So what y'all have to say about that, huh? Those people that say like, well, Jrod on point is mean. He don't give opportunity to no one. Yeah, to no one that those idiots, those goofies, that instead of giving positive criticism, instead of trying to explain why you believe that Bryan Kohberger is guilty, can you give me those reasons? And the only thing that they talk about is narrative from news media outlets. How you want me to take you serious when everything that you say, Nancy Grace said it? How you want me to take you serious when you tell me the same shit that Banfield said? How you want me to take you serious when the shit that you talk about is what Beanie said? Big shout out to Beanie and Court TV. Big shout out. But I want to make sure that everyone know over here we are keyboard crime fighters. And those people that are jealous and laugh about keyboard crime fighters, it's because they don't know and they have no idea how to do true crime properly. They could only sit there and tell you what they feel. Who gives a fuck about how you feel? I don't. Who gives a fuck about how you feel? No one. No one gives a fuck about your opinion neither. Why won't you say something that it has some base and fundament behind it? You know why none of y'all true crime content creators can do what I do or say what I say? Because all y'all motherfuckers are compromised. All y'all motherfuckers are compromised. Even the ones that say that Kohberger is innocent. They say Kohberger is innocent, but they don't dare to use common sense and be like, just because the shit they know, just because the shit they hear out there on TV and through all the content creators, they don't dare to say, even though they say that Bryan Kohberger is innocent, they don't dare to point out the University of Idaho and the real killers, which are students of the University of Idaho, fraternities and sororities, because don't forget Dylan Mortensen is from a sorority. At this day today, none of y'all could say and stand on your feet and say like, oh yeah, I believe 100% that Dylan Mortensen didn't stop not one time those victims. None of y'all had the guts to say that, yeah, Dylan Mortensen probably took a swing at the victims because she hated Kiely. No one. Not Lana Oriani, no Harch, no motherfucking body, and YouTube True Crime dare to point the fingers at the University of Idaho and the students. All these people tell you, yeah, Bryan Kohberger is being framed. Bryan Kohberger is innocent. So, okay, cool. So who the fuck did it? You're such a great content creator. Who the fuck did it? You don't have the vagina. You don't have the vagina pussy lips. You don't have the balls to say, you know what? I can't even say that Dylan Mortensen is innocent. I can't even say that Dylan Mortensen didn't have nothing to do with it. I cannot have Dylan Mortensen as a suspect. I cannot have Jack Decor as a suspect. Why not? They did not got, and I repeat, big shout out to Dorelli. Dorelli, use your other account because this account I don't see. I see you on the at the laptop, but I don't see you. I don't see you here. Use your other account though. I don't know why I can't see you because you're not blocked. Yesterday I blocked Amy Conway. I think you got me blocked because yesterday I blocked Amy Conway by mistake. I unblock her and she pop up right away. So that has to mean that you got me blocked already. Just use your other account, the one that you used the last time, so I could see you. Or unblock me. You just got to unblock me. But why all these content creators? And y'all know, yeah, we have my love and support for Lana. But Lana sometimes is a goofy. Because yeah, she said that Bryan Kohberger is innocent, but then who the fuck did it, Lana? I know you was in a sorority. I know that. What's up with you two sorority sisters? How y'all doing, sorority sisters? Why Lana don't dare to say, you know what? Dylan is one of my suspects. Instead of you laughing of the people that actually trying to help to resolve this crime, what the fuck you laughing of people that actually are trying? They actually are investigating. Not doing what you're doing, sitting at your house, getting emails like everyone else. Oh yeah, I went by Moscow, Idaho, and da 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 da. What? Did you find anything? No. So you wasted your gas, money, and time going to Moscow, Idaho to walk around looking goofy. Looking goofy. Having people calling the cops on you and shit because they don't like you. Did you find out anything? Did anyone tell you anything? Well, it's been a long time since last time you went, and we have not heard not one motherfucking piece of information of you saying, well, yeah, I interviewed this person, and this is what this person told me. Because you know no one wanted to talk to you. No one. But you here in your live streams laughing at people that actually trying. You said it yourself. Oh, why the fuck I'm gonna be calling Moscow PD when I don't have no tip to give? Obviously, because you don't fucking have no sources that actually investigate. Do you want to know how many friends with licensed or private investigators I have? I can't even count them with my hands. I gotta use my feet to count how many friends and family that I have all over the United States that are private investigators licensed. What about you, Lana? Why you laughing? Why you laughing at people that they call the tip line like myself? Telling the cops, hey, listen, this is the first suspect, this is the suspects, this is the reasons, this is the timeline. Within detail. But none of y'all motherfuckers here on YouTube True Crime can do what the fuck I do because y'all don't have the resources that I have. Of course you're gonna laugh at something that is incredible for you, because if Lana Oriani can fucking do it, no one will, right? Not especially a small content creator that you don't fucking look, that you don't fucking watch, that you don't fucking know. Yeah, it bothers me when big content creators from the LGBTQ community try to fucking pick a bone on straight people, on straight content creators from true crime. Bitch, don't be jealous. Bitch, do not be jealous. Do not be jealous. Because I could do what you can't do, which is find out the fucking truth. You sit there reading paper and try to guess what the fuck going on. You know why I could say that Jack Decor is my first suspect? That Dylan Martinson is my second suspect? That Adam is my third suspect? You know why I could say that? Because I have family members and friends that we are motherfucking call that will find out what the fuck I want to know. That's why. But you sit here and laugh at people that doing shit that you can't fucking do. You don't have no idea how to fucking do it. But you can sit here and laugh and talk shit because you got a big channel, people watching you, thousands of people watching you, and you're the first motherfucker laughing at people that actually are trying to resolve this case. I told you I resolved this case in 3 weeks. What the fuck you have done? In the same way I promised Speakman Holding that Bryan Kohberger is going to be found innocent and this case is not even going to get to trial. Because if the court is not compromised, they will give a frank hearing, and that frank hearing, all the dirt is going to come out, and Bryan Kohberger is going to walk home. We're going to talk more about that tonight. Make sure y'all tune in tonight, because we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about that with Speakman Holding. But yes, I could say that Jack Decor my first suspect, Dylan Mortensen my second suspect, and the enabler, the hater. Yeah, the frat boys and sorority bitches. Y'all motherfuckers are fucking killers and pieces of shit. Because y'all think y'all run the fucking world. Yeah, that's what's going on here. Jealous motherfuckers that can't take a fucking L. Jealous motherfuckers. They don't matter how much money you have. Jealousy kill you. And jealousy kills. Jealousy kills. I told ya, this case is nothing but a domestic violence case going massacre. It is what it is. If y'all fight so hard against domestic violence like y'all say y'all do, why y'all motherfuckers don't call the Idaho 4 for what the fuck it is? Oh, I forgot. Because y'all motherfuckers don't know nothing. That's why. Y'all only guessing here. Y'all doing the guesswork. Y'all reading paperwork from court and guessing. Y'all guessing shit. And if y'all not guessing, y'all purposely putting false information out there to mislead the people. And I told you, I will fight for victims to the end of me. I will fight for victims to the end of this channel. I will keep fighting for victims until I die. Why can't you do the same? Why can't you put your heart and your soul on something that you believe and that you know that one person could make the difference? One person could make the difference. So if you really want to help the Idaho 4 and Bryan Kohberger case, stop being a fucking punk. Stop being a fucking bitch. And start talking the shit that you need to start talking about, and start not giving a fuck about any subscriber that leaves your channel because they don't like what you say. Ask Amy Conway if I give a fuck about whoever and anyone that don't believe what I'm talking about or actually don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck because I know what I know and I have conviction. I'm so sincere in my conviction. So whoever comes to this channel is going to hear what I have to say. And I do not give a fuck how the fuck you feel. Because if you hear, you must be here because you feel and think the same shit that I'm thinking and feeling, and actually with the homework certify and confirm everything. Just explain to me how the fuck I could be right for the past 2 years. And I don't know where I'm going to be wrong? Are you fucking stupid? Well, I'm the only one. I'm the only one that Kara reached out to because I'm the only content creator that actually is trying to help her daughter and her friends. All these other motherfuckers talking about, yeah, I talked to Bryan Kohberger. Bitch, show proof. You talking to Bryan Kohberger, show proof. I don't give a fuck who you are. You talking to Bryan Kohberger, show proof. Did you sending any commissary? Because if you're talking to Bryan Kohberger and not sending him commissary, you're only using his name for your own benefit, you dickhead. The motherfucker come here to YouTube Truckee and say, oh yeah, I've been speaking to a long time with Bryan Kohberger and da. Motherfucker, so send him some. Show proof. Just show proof. Don't try to lie to the people about something that you can't even prove. What the fuck? So, without further ado, we are hour into this beautiful live stream of promotion. We're going to be here tonight. Tonight. Oh, yeah, I'm about to drop that, though. I'm about to drop the new channel. I'm about to hit different. I'm about to drop the new channel for everyone to go and show love to the new channel. Very appreciate Amy Conway. Make sure everyone, please go and subscribe. Please subscribe. Let me see here. Please subscribe to Idaho 4 chat room. Make sure everyone go and subscribe to Idaho 4 chat rooms. We got 11 subscribers so far. I can't wait to be able to go live. That'll be amazing. Going live in that channel dedicated just for the Idaho 4 conversation. And I think that channel is gonna do well. Yeah, I think that channel is gonna do well. I'm gonna have hopefully I have good collaborators like Speak Van Holden. He already confirmed that he's gonna be participant on the Idaho 4 chat room. I'm gonna start uploading videos soon. The videos that I'm gonna upload, where there's gonna be brand new videos. I'm gonna start that channel with brand new videos. Thank you, Amy Conway. Very appreciate it. Thank you, 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 thank you. Very appreciate it. Thank you so much for everything that you do for us. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we are, okay, keyboard crime fighters. And we are very proud to be. Very proud to be. Because over here, I don't want to sit here and just talking about a criminal case when I know I have the sources, the people, and the intelligence to help criminal cases to get to the bottom of them. So why, if I know that I have the means and the ways to actually help, why the fuck would not? Why, if I know that I have the people, the means, the financial means, and the intelligence to break down these cases up to the T and give you the best information possible? And hopefully that way, between what we speak and between what we do in personal life, hopefully one day get justice for all victims that we work the cases. And we're not ashamed at all. You could laugh all you want, you idiot. I'm laughing that Donald Trump and United States of America only recognize male and female. All that LGBTQ shit, minus could the fuck go. Y'all fucking perverted. Y'all weird. That's why y'all call yourself queers. Because y'all weird. Y'all perverted. And I only feel sorry for you kids. I hope you like that apple. So let's continue. We're going to start with Speak Van Holden. We're going to look here for his Idaho 4 videos. And we're going to share. Oh, let me share this with y'all real quick. Every time Speak Van Holden comes to our show, this is how he feels. Speak Van Holden, hear the call from Jrod on point. This is Speak Van Holden coming to our show. 2 shotguns in hand, and here we go. Yeah. Big shout out to Speak Van Holden. Yeah. Every time Speak Van Holden hear his brother's call, that's how he get ready to come. He come with all his ammunition, click, clack, bang, bang, ready to go. Big shout out to Speak Van Holden. He got Delphi. Oh, he got multiple videos. He got Kiely Rodni videos. You know what though? Let me play this video from the Kiely Rodni case. Let me play this video because it's very important for y'all to get the feeling of the work of Speakman Holding.
Good morning, Samantha Smith. Can I call you Sammy? After all, are we not friends? Would you like to share this bottle with me, friend? Oh, now, come on, Sammy. I'll make sure you get home. By the way, Sammy, these are my opinions and my theories. You did an interview with Tony Dodge of All American Dream Chaser. You spoke too much. You should have kept your mouth shut. But like everybody who think they smart, they keep running their mouth. Tony Dodge asked you a question: if Kiely Rodni was looking at this, what would you say? And this is what you said. Hold up, I'm not going to play it just yet. But it's not what you said, it's how you said it. Now I'm going to roll that clip. Check this out.
And what's your final words? If Sammy's out there watching this right now, just perhaps she's out there watching. If there's anything you could say to Sammy right now, what would you say to her?
It's Kiely, just by the way. But if Kylie's out there watching,
I'm sorry, Kiely. I apologize.
Right.
I just my mind's going 1,000 miles an hour. It's just this is very emotional. Yeah. But no, I'm sorry, Kiely.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's totally fine. If Kiely were out here watching this, I would just want to know we are doing everything to try and find her. We are contacting. We are.
Did you see what you said? You said we are doing everything to try and find her. You didn't say we are doing everything to find you. You was impersonal. You was totally detached from her, meaning you never gave a damn, never did, never will. Strike one. Now, in that same interview with Tony Dodge, you stated that you were so drunk. Let me back up. He asked you, what did you think happened to Kiely Rodni? And then you said, to be honest with you, you was too drunk. You see, but the problem is you're not too drunk to notice that she was drunk. You was not too drunk to notice that you didn't want her driving you home drunk. Strike two. Now, let me ask you this question, Sammy. Would you like a drink now? Okay. You were so conscious enough to recognize that Kiely Rodni was drunk. You was conscious enough to recognize you didn't want her driving you home because you know about drunk drivers, right? But yet you was not conscious enough to come to the conclusion that she needed a ride home to be safe as well. You see how that sounds? But let me go on. Now, in that same interview with Tony Dodge, I picked up on something, and I know that that something is something. You said that it was not known that anybody was going to give her a ride. Did you tell somebody? Did you tell people that you know don't give her a ride? Did she really stay at the campground and you stayed behind with her as though you left and you came back and murdered her? I'm just asking. Because if people go back and listen to Tony Dodge, All American Dream Chaser interview with you, when you said it is it's a miscommunication, a misconception, then you start stuttering. She was not driving, it's not known. But you also make it sound like you told people that you know, her friends, don't give her a ride. as though you was leaving her there with somebody for a reason or for you. That's just my theory about it. Because I'm trying to figure out, how can you be so drunk at the same time, but so conscious that you didn't want to be driven home by a drunk driver? But then at the same time, in that same interview with Tony Dodge, you said y'all was going around being social, meeting people. What I don't understand, but then I do understand, but I'm just saying for the sake of the video, I don't understand how you going to be buddy-buddy with her all throughout the party, hanging with her all throughout the party, but when it's time to go home, you don't give a damn? You know how that sounds? It sounds strange, suspicious. Like I said, you my number one suspect. Because if it cannot be confirmed that you called her, that's a problem. Because, see, during the interview with Tony Dodge, you stumbled up. And you know what's really crazy? You were so conscious when you was being driven home that you made it a point to let Kiely Rodni know that you was in a passenger seat being driven home. You didn't sound drunk at all to me. That's why I say you got her drunk with the cup. You wanted to control how much and a quantity of what she ingested. You also made the offhanded statement that y'all would go to her car and get drinks. It may be beer cans, it may be liquor bottles in the car, but that don't mean Kiely Rodni brought that to the party. And I know it's kind of strange, but like I said, I don't understand why the law enforcement would use some kids to investigate something this serious and filter information through you and Jagger. I mean, I have to look at, to be honest with you, I think they had Homeland Security, the FBI out there, and some more people. But that sounds like the Uvalde situation, where you got all these law enforcement people out here, none of them competent. They claim that they put in 15,000 man hours. They claim that they searched the Private Creek Ranch extensively. But what they're not telling people, y'all didn't have no trained divers out there like y'all said. They already said that they had volunteers and stuff. But if you expect the world to believe that y'all missed that car, I'm talking to you officials out there, every last one of y'all that participated in it, especially the sheriff of Nevada Province. I'm talking to all you jackasses. In order for y'all to miss that vehicle and those remains underwater, it's two things going on. A cover up or y'all just incompetent. You take your pick, because any one of them you pick, it's a bad thing. Now, they asked, I want to back up here. They had an interview, a press conference with the Providence County and the Violent Highway Patrol. What stuck out to me was no Homeland Security asked questions there. That guy who purported to be from the FBI, nobody from the news people asked him questions. So that's kind of strange to me. Now, what's really got me upset is the fact that the California Highway Patrol saying that they trying to investigate this as an auto collision. Where the fuck y'all get that idea from? This didn't happen on no highway. There is no evidence that there was an auto collision. If that's the case, who else was in the other car that Kiely Rodni allegedly had a car wreck with? Why are y'all trying to steer this from a murder foul play to a traffic accident? That's bullshit. The California Highway Patrol investigation is a ruse because it didn't happen on the highway. There is no evidence that a traffic collision happened on the highway. But at the same time, they asked the Providence Creek law enforcement, do they think it's foul play? Oh, we ain't got no evidence of that. You don't? You ain't got no evidence of a traffic accident either. Which is it? See, that whole law enforcement community don't have any credibility. Now, I noticed that they didn't start looking for Kiely Rodni until the 7th. It's strange that the law enforcement would post a missing person on Facebook, but y'all really didn't start looking for her till the 7th. And at the same time, the roadside assistance guy said that he seen him probably on that date, I believe, at about 11 or 10 in the morning, one of them. But the strange thing about it is, they should have just sent out an Amber Alert. Why would y'all put all these manpower, Homeland Security, FBI, if y'all didn't have no evidence of an abduction? It didn't make sense. So they also asked at the press conference that any of the party goers mentioned a car going in the water. The law enforcement said he has no recollection of that. He never denied that, though. So it is odd that y'all would look for the car in water. I don't understand unless somebody had to mention it. Okay. And like I said, they claim that they got these trained divers. None of them clowns was really trained, because if they was trained, they was Pop Warner, because they should have found that. You did not need AWP equipment to find that vehicle there. If y'all put in 14, 15,000 man hours, how much did y'all dedicate to the lake, though? And who? You know, I haven't seen any videos to where they was really out there doing anything for extensive longer period of time. Usually something like that, you have news people out there extensively. But that wasn't the case with this. That too is strange. Now, Sammy, there is something else that got me puzzled. You can, this is your dialogue, this whole thing you was doing. But when it come time for you to be specific about who drove you home, what time you went home, you don't mention none of that. You don't mention none of that. But you claim to be so drunk that you wasn't aware of what's going on, but you was not too drunk to find you another way home. You see how they look? Now, they say that they have the roadside assistance video. If they do, they got you. I don't know why they want to wait to November. They don't need they may need an autopsy report to charge you with the amount and means, but if they have that video, it's some plea bargaining going down behind closed doors, in my opinion. That's why they waiting. It's some plea bargaining. Because the video gonna clearly show who was there. And if whoever had the video, it doesn't matter. You the murder, you accessory, and you the murder. So get to talking and cut a plea. Cause we coming. You notice I say we coming. I didn't say they coming. We coming. I want you to be caught. Like I said, I don't trust none of those law enforcements. I don't trust the sheriff in Providence, the female. She strike the sheriff of Providence. She strike me as being a kiss ass. Go along and get along type person. She didn't answer no question. You turn it over to your captain. You the sheriff. You supposed to know what's going on. Why you can't answer the question? They report to you. They report to you. Now, Sammy, I'm going to tell you like this here. You 18 years old, you considered an adult. Kiely is 16 years old, considered a child. You done already admitted getting her drunk, drinking with her. But then at the same time, all of a sudden, at some point, she was missing. You and other friends saying she was talking about getting fucked up. I don't believe that. See, y'all keep painting this picture that she intended to get drunk and do drugs. I also believe that when she was at the party, you was pressuring her to stay later, okay? And then she was giving you some pushback like, nah, I got to get home. You got upset with her. You got upset with her. So you went around plotting against her. Like I said, these my opinion. Just like you giving your story and it don't make sense, mine don't have to make sense either. To you anyway, it makes sense to me. Because guess what? You said you were the last person to see her, the last person to talk to her. You said that, right? So tell me, I'm your friend. You know, we share bottles together. How did you kill her? Oh, you want a lawyer now? He can't help you either. Oh, your mama's attorney? Well, I hope she got a good plea bargain for you. Cause you caught, baby. You caught. During your whole interview with the American, Tony Dodge, the All-American Dream Chaser, you kept stumbling, you kept making up stuff. You didn't know what you want to say. But at one point in that video, I swear you almost slipped up and said, you got underwater. That's what I think you were going to slip up and say. That's just what I think. But I can tell you, I can say this, you cutthroat. You cutthroat. And I'm going to tell some of you teenagers, if you know something and she know you know, and her mom and daddy know you know, your life in danger. That's right. Your life in danger. The same thing happened to Kiely Rodni. She'll make sure it happened to you too. You see what happened after she come up missing? She went somewhere partying on the beach, drinking a Coors beer. That ain't how nobody act when they lost somebody they love, somebody they care about. Those were signs of a person saying, fuck it. Lindsay, I'm talking to you. I believe that's your name. You need to sue this woman. Do not sell her. Get a full-blown jury trial. Bring out much information as you can, because the law enforcement is not going to help you. You see what happened with Bob Saget? You see what happened to him? This is similar to this situation here. Ain't no way Bob Saget slipped and hit his head and got them concussions like that. All of a sudden, his faithful wife don't want some information getting out. That's strange, ain't it? Strange. This case is similar to Bob Saget. You mean to tell me you got all these teenagers at this party, allegedly a mass exodus at 12:30, everybody ran. Ain't nobody mentioned to the police what that was about? Now I know some of my subscribers, and thank you to my new subscribers. Some of y'all asking me, how do I know she was found naked? I already told you in the video, I can't tell you that. All right, I can't tell you that. But I stand by that. Now, in another personal a subscriber, I believe they're a subscriber, they just may be commenting. They said that I should not be accusing Sammy because she has a constitutional right to a fair trial. Well, she's not on trial with me, but the public, she's on trial with the public. And we have a constitution say, prove yourself innocent when you suspicious. We ain't going by the United States Constitution. We're going by the public opinion constitution, meaning what you saying don't make sense. Because if that was my daughter and you told me that, oh, I noticed she was drunk. I looked for me a ride to go home. I said, fuck her. I'm going to kick your ass. Because you basically said, I see she was drunk, fuck her, I'm going to leave her. That's what you're saying. Now, I don't know why Lindsay, Kiely Rodni's mother, hugged you. I don't know why she did that. I'm not going to come down on her. A lot of people saying her daughter was 16 years old. She shouldn't have been out. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to take that approach, what about everybody going to these teenagers, 14, 15, 16, going to these rap and rock concerts and not later than that? That's why you cannot beat her mother over the head with that. That's why I never went that way with that. Because I understand they can be out that late. Because Sammy pretended to be the chaperone. Sammy, let me tell you something. And I want to be clear with this here. Go ahead and go ahead and talk. Get a plea bargain. Get it over with. But let me tell you something. And all you little punk motherfuckers that was at that so-called party where y'all keep saying it was about 200 or 300 people. No videos show that. Even the cops lying about that. That ain't something that they need to conceal because they allegedly got the videos from the people at the party. Now, so you said it was hundreds of photos. How would you know that unless you had them to delete them at the teen talk? That you took charge? Oh, then you said, oh, I didn't take charge. Yeah, you took charge. Damage control. The public got you guilty. Okay? Like I said, I know you the murderer. You're doing too many stumbling. And if you're not the murderer, you know who did it, you still the murderer. Law of the parties, goddammit. Now, if you need a lawyer, we got some good court-appointed attorneys. They good at plea bargaining because that's all they want to do, get you to cop a plea. And if they got that video like they said and they see who was at that roadside assistance who called them, they going to talk. Those the killers. I know if I was driving down the street and I had somebody daughter in the back of their car dead, they going to want to know what happened. Okay? So the world want to know what happened. But let me tell you something, Sammy. When they found Kiely Rodni's remains, I ain't seeing you come out and do no praise and seeing how happy you are. You know how bad you look on a scale of 1 to 10. You number 10. Now, I'm hoping the police is asking you who took you home, what time did you get home. Now, I'm pretty sure somebody in your neighborhood, the neighbor across the street, down, they got cameras. I'm pretty sure that your mom and daddy got to them. Delete that footage. Hush, hush. I don't put it past them. I don't put it past them. We already know people are capable of anything. That includes you and your mama and your daddy. Because, see, if I was your daddy, I want to know what happened. And then if you told me you killed them, well, you're going to have to get up out this house because you might kill me. Well, Sammy, that's my take on it. Because You 18 years old, you hosted a party. You was able to give detailed information about Kelly Rodni purportedly calling you, asking you if you needed a ride home. But don't you know when you say she called you asking you this, don't you know you just proved that she was not drunk like you said she was? Don't you know that? She's lucid enough to call you and say, hey, where are you? Do you still need a ride? That don't sound like a drunk person to me. There's two things going on. You either lying about that or it happened. Either way, it's a problem for you. It's a problem. And I know for a fact, if the police is legitimate, if the law enforcement is legitimate, they already let you know you're a suspect. We ain't heard nothing about it, but I know the law, okay? I know investigations. I know you are a suspect. Plain and simple. If they found my friend, we finna celebrate. You was already celebrating a death. That is a fact. You was already talking in past tense. If she's out there, I'm worried that if look, you wasn't worried when you left at the party allegedly drunk. You saying you worried that somebody saw that she was drunk and gave a ride and didn't give a ride. You didn't think about that before you left for there? Allegedly, you left for there. You didn't think about that then? You know what that sound like to me and anybody that got a son or a daughter? That sounds like you need your ass kicked. That's just my opinion. You come home and tell me this shit, and that's my daughter. I'm going to get into that Mike Tyson state of mind because it don't make sense to me. It sounds foul to me. That's just my opinion. You understand, right? You understand how you look, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, I know you understand. But see, let me tell y'all little punks something at that party. If it was the other way around and this happened to Sammy, what you think her mother and father be doing? You think they'll cover it up for y'all? No. They're going to steamroll you. If that was my daughter, I would sue you, Sammy. I would not settle. We have a full-blown trial, discovery. Depositions will be done. And you would have to clarify your statements on that stand. You would have to explain what was in that cup. How long did you notice Kiely Rodni being drunk? You kept saying y'all going back and forth, drinking, being social. But at the same time, the people there was scary. They was older. But remember, you said you left before the party was over. So when you left and the party was over, and Kiely Rodni was allegedly drunk and stumbling, how could she pick up the phone with clarity and call you and ask you what she asked you? And then, boom, the phone is no longer online. No cellular service. Now, let me recap something. They said, I believe the last ping was at 12:33. You say she called you at 12:30. This can't be a mistake. You say she called you at 12:36. You done stated this numerous times. But let's assume it's a mistake. It can't be. You say she called you. You was already at home. You committed now. You committed down this road. and it don't look good. Like a brick wall down there. Just keep driving. Speed up a little bit. Hit it a little bit harder. There you go. See, you already committed to this theory, but it was one thing that you didn't depend on. That's technology. See, you was thinking a little bit too hard, but you wasn't thinking right because you said she called you at 12:33. That was the last time the phone was ever on. I think you got the phone. I think you got the phone and destroyed it. Now, that roadside assistant guy said it was some other people down the street. If y'all call, if that Sammy car was having trouble, it appears to me if the people down the street didn't know them, they would have came and asked them if they needed help. I'm under a strong conclusion that the people down there was with y'all. I don't know if they could have been some police officers not on duty helping you. It could have been your mom and daddy down there in that car with somebody else helping you get rid of that car in that creek. Like I said, Sammy, you was 100% sure that they would never find that car in time to do an autopsy. You almost got away. But I know this one thing, somebody in law enforcement knew that car was in the water. Otherwise, they wouldn't have searched it. It wouldn't have been no rational reason to search the water if they thought, just like you thought, or was trying to spin it, somebody took her. So you was trying to put them on a trail of taking her from Private. Like, in other words, you tried to divert the attention from Private Creek, okay, the private campground. You was trying to divert the attention, but it did not quite work. Because once they found her body, you got silent. Now, remind you that Jagger was described by that dude. I ain't saying it's him, but based on this here, it had to be him. Unless you had somebody put a cap on to confuse the issue. But I'm under the impression that Jagger had something to do with it too, because I don't understand why he would interject himself as filtering tips. I don't understand why you and him would think to filter information when this is a serious investigation. See, that really got me suspicious, because legitimate law enforcement officers would have told y'all, hold up. They would have put out a press release. We don't advise that. But they didn't do any of this. You see what I'm saying? They didn't do any of this. I don't trust the FBI. I don't trust the Homeland. I don't trust none of that. Okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, as far as the law concerned, Homeland Security, FBI, and any other agency where that body in that car was found don't even have no legal jurisdiction. They don't even have the right, the legal authority to investigate, because it doesn't implicate a federal level at that point. So they're not involved in that. You ain't heard nothing from the DA in that county. You ain't really heard nothing from the sheriff. This is what they do when they want to be able to point the finger at somebody. But I'm under strong opinion that they are trying to keep from charging, or not charging, but classifying this as a murder in order to let the statute of limitations run. See, if they classify this as a murder, they know that at some point in time, a person can come forth and give Sammy up. That's why I say the California Highway Patrol trying to investigate this as an accident, go sit your jackass down. There's no evidence of that. So you can go sit your corrupt jackass down.
And that there was Big Van Holding telling you exactly what happened to the Kiely Rodni case. Big shout out to everyone watching. It's Jrod on point. Thank you so much for being here. You know what I'm saying? It's a family guy. Jrod on Point over here talking to y'all and sharing with y'all the Kiely Rodni case, what we talking about, the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case, because the Kiely Rodni case deserves justice as well. The Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case deserves justice. I want everyone to please go and subscribe to Speak Bang Holding as we speak right now. Go to his channel. It's ping on the chat. Go and show love to Speak Bang Holding. Big shout out to Speak Bang Holding. Okay. So now that we shared the Kiely Rodni case and Speak Bang Holding hot takes on the Kiely Rodni case, let me share with y'all. Let me share with y'all. Okay. Let me share with y'all. Okay, what Speak Bang Holding have for the Idaho 4 case, all right? Because he hit different with Jrod on Point, a family man, an alpha male, a man of his family, tell you exactly what the fuck is going on, all right? Because he hit different. We are keyboard crime stoppers. We are keyboard crime fighters. That's what we are. We don't play around. We don't play around. All those content creators want to sit there on their comfy seat and talk shit because whatever they fucking get out of the emails or whatever the fuck they get out of what whoever in the content creation is talking about, guess what? We hit different. We investigate. We get shit done. All right? It hit different. I told you in the Kiely Rodni case, it was not an accident. At this day today, the FBI have it on their hands, and it's still not an accident. What y'all talking about? What y'all talking about? So big shout out to Speak Bang Holding right now talking about the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case. Let's hear his first statements about the Idaho 4 case. If I'm not mistaken, okay, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first video of the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case, if I'm not mistaken. All right, big shout out to everyone watching. Make sure you click like, subscribe, and share the content. You are listening to Jrod on Point. Tonight we have the presence of the legend of true crime, Speak Bang Holding, talking to us of why Bryan Kohberger is guilty, and I'm gonna be talking to him why Bryan Kohberger is innocent. In the same way we have put work together, all right? At the same way we have put together, work together, right? We analyzing exactly due to our sources what's going on in all these cases. So big shout out, and it hit different when we send a shout out to Speak Bang Holding, one of the pillars, one of the foundations of the true crime community. Big shout out to Speak Bang Holding. We are so humble to have the opportunity to share the stage with him. So let's listen to Speak Bang Holding and what he got to say about the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case. We introduce to you Speak Bang Holding.
Police revealed they are working with the 2 surviving roommates who were home during the attack, but are not considered suspects. University officials say they've increased campus patrols and are excusing all absences.
If they want to leave and go home now, they absolutely can. We're going to support them in doing so.
Line is now emerging with the 2 surviving housemates arriving home at 1 a.m. Mojin and Gonsalves at 1:45, the same time as victims Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin. Police say there were multiple calls made to the cell phone of the victim's ex-boyfriend, ending at 2:52 a.m., but they don't believe he's a suspect. Those calls put the murders after 3 a.m. The 911 call came nearly 9 hours later.
The identity of the 911 caller and the 911 call have not been released.
Based on those facts, based on those sequence of events, I have formed an opinion on who murdered the 4 college students in Idaho, Moscow. The victims were Ethan Chapman, Xana Kernodle, Madison Morgan and Kiely Concalves. I do find it suspect and unusual that law enforcement has refused to release the name of the 911 caller, as well as to as well as to release the 911 call. I also find it highly unusual and suspect that they are refusing to identify the two lone survivors. Thank you. First, I want to kill a theory about this lone killer, this stalker. I want to go ahead and annihilate that theory, because that theory requires me to believe that this lone killer just targeted this particular residence, hoping an unlocked door was there, and get in. It requires me to accept that this lone killer would go in there with a knife, not knowing if he would face 3 or 4, 5 people, 6, 7, 8, with pistols, not knowing if he would be confronted with 3 or 4 dogs. It requires me to believe that this lone killer would enter this residence, not knowing if there was security cameras on the inside in places he couldn't see. It requires me to believe that this lone killer would be so comfortable to enter this residence without knowing the layout. It requires me to believe that this lone killer would enter a residence not knowing if they would trip an alarm. For those reasons, I must dismiss this lone killer theory that the law enforcement is trying to send the people down. When I look at the facts, the circumstances, the sequence of events of what happened to the 4 victims in Idaho, Moscow, I have come to the conclusion of who murdered them. Before I tell you that, I have to go back and address these 2 lone survivors. These 2 lone survivors in a room, let's say the room is locked. Let's say they was drunk. My question is, why is your room locked and you in the house with people you can trust that you're living with? Let me back up. Let's say that this lone purported killer entered a residence. Let's say he checked that door where the 2 survivors was at and it was locked. That creates another problem, but I'm not going to go there right now. Back to the 2 lone survivors. When they got up, according to them, they tried to arouse the 4 victims and they wouldn't wake up. So this requires me to believe that these 2 survivors didn't see the knife wounds and the blood, yet you can see blood oozing out the side of the house. All right. So these 2 lone survivors wake up, couldn't arouse the friends, call other friends to come over, and then call 911 3 hours later. That makes no sense, but it is very telling. So you mean to tell me 2 loving friends survived this massacre of 4 friends, Once they found out the 4 friends was dead, waited 3 hours to call 911. Well, let me tell you why I think they waited 3 hours to call 911 and call those friends over. I believe that those friends were still I believe some of the friends or all of them may have still been alive. And I believe these 2 lone survivors knew they was alive, but dying very quickly, but not fast enough, but very quickly. And I believe that these 2 lone survivors knew that these 4 victims lack mobility to really do anything. Now, it would be very helpful if we knew if the police revealed, well, I'm going to put it like this here. Since the police has not revealed where each victim phone was when they found them, is a problem for me. And I find that suspect because if these victims was attacked and some of them were still alive, where was their telephones? Where was those cell phones? Now, you have these 2 lone survivors that have 4 friends dead. No charges has been found for the delay because they could have very well still been alive. Now, my question is, why would 2 people that wake up and see 4 people stabbed and bleed take any other course of action other than calling 911 and not be a suspect? Well, that ends today. I am of the opinion, based on the facts, circumstances, the sequence of events surrounding the death of Ethan Chapman, Zana Canola, Madison Morgan, Kiely Concalves, that it was not one killer. It was a combination of 2 or more killers that engaged in this horrific incident. And I am of the opinion, based on the evidence, facts, circumstances, and sequence of events, that the killers are, I say that the killers are, and the only possible suspects are the 2 surviving roommates. By no stretch of imagination can anyone, any legal analysis, any intelligent mind, any thinking mind, any analytical mind conclude otherwise. These 2 lone survivors may not have committed the murder themselves, but I can surely say, in my opinion, they know who did it and they orchestrated and they was in on it. But they may have well carried it out. But one thing I can say, these 2 survivors had help. They knew and they set in motion this plan to murder these 4 people. That's what the evidence and circumstances lead me to believe, and that's my opinion. Now, when I look at this here, I understand now why the police is withholding the 911 caller identity as well as the call and refuse to identify the two lone survivors and those friends that was there when they got there. I believe that all these people have lawyered up, the friends that she called to see the bodies, the two lone survivors. This is why they haven't released that phone call and identity, because they have lawyered up. In my opinion, the police has these two survivors as well as the people that they called as suspects. I believe that they are telling the public this here, not to protect the integrity of an investigation. It is to cover up this conduct. That's just my opinion. Because, excuse me, if you don't believe that these two lone survivors' conduct in contacting 911 3 hours later is a suspect and they shouldn't be looked at as suspect, and that their conduct is problematic, you lack ordinary intelligence. Because no rational man, no rational woman, no current individual would do what these two lone survivors done. Why are you calling your friends over to see their bodies? That sound, you know what? Like I said, I am of the opinion that these two lone survivors took 3 hours to call 911 to be the cleanup woman. They had to clean up some things. You know what makes matters worse? When that University of Idaho told the students that they could finish the rest of the school year out at home online, they didn't have to come back, you effectively opened the floodgate for the killer to leave without suspicion. You effectively failed to contain suspects. So, of course, the police now want people to believe that this is a lone killer, a random thing, when in my opinion, it's these two lone survivors. I know you said, speak Van Holen, you the only one has said this. My channel is real. I'm going to be real on subjects, because if I don't feel it, I can't do it. See, a lot of people feeling this money they making on here. I ain't made a dime yet, really. But I will get there. But one thing I won't do, I will not serve my subscribers wine that's vinegar. I'm going to serve them real wine. Well, that's my take on it. Good morning to all my subscribers, and y'all have a nice day. I'm going to sign off.
Big shout out to everyone watching this Jrod on point. I am a keyboard crime fighter. I am a keyboard crime stopper. That's my new lingo. Big shout out to everyone watching this Jrod on point. We are watching Speakman Holding. He's gonna be with us tonight talking about the Idaho Fort Bryan Kohberger case. Today we are live sharing his thoughts, sharing his information, sharing everything that he have to give for the Idaho Fort Bryan Kohberger case. Big shout out to everyone watching this Jrod on point. You know, the best of the best, the team to the tango, Gene to the jangle, your favorite brother, your mother's favorite son, the black sheep. We are sharing right now, Speak Bang Hold, this content. We will have him tonight by 12 a.m. We're going to have great conversations. I just want to make sure that everyone is enjoying yourself while we are listening to Speak Bang Holding. Big shout out, big shout out. Big shout out, big shout out. Speakman Holding had a lot to say about the Delphi case. We're gonna leave the Delphi case for now, for the time being, alone. And we are going to talk about the Idaho full Bryan Kohberger case. Big shout out to everyone that is watching, everyone that is spending your evening with us today. Big shout out. It hit different. Let's keep listening to Speakman Holding and his hot takes about the Bryan Kohberger, the Idaho full Bryan Kohberger case. And by the way, I believe that real deep inside, Speakman Holding know that Bryan Kohberger is innocent. That's just my opinion. My brother will have something to say about that tonight. But let's make sure that we keep listening to Speakman Holding.
As of this 11th day of December of 2022, the Idaho police in Moscow are clueless as to who murdered the 4 college students on November the 13th, 2022. They have demonstrated by their own declaration that they are incompetent. Initially, they stated it was not a targeted attack, and then they revised the story saying that it was a targeted attack. I am of the opinion that the Idaho Moscow Police Department is incompetent and capable of properly investigating this case, because they have approached this case with the intent on not creating panic of the people in that town in order to retain the people in the town. When you approach an investigation trying to quell the panic of the public in your area for the sake of keeping their dollars there, you are incompetent to investigate and to continue to investigate. This approach has caused them to dismiss and clear individuals as suspects that should be viewed as suspects. I'm going to give my thorough analysis of who I believe the killers are and why. Before I go there, I'm going to roll some clips from News 13, News Nation, and Inside Edition. I have to give them credit because I'm using together more than 30 seconds of their clips. So watch these clips and hear my analysis.
Police now revealing that before a 911 call was made, the 2 surviving roommates of a deadly rampage that killed 4 students summoned friends to the off-campus home near the University of Idaho, telling authorities they thought someone on the 2nd floor had, quote, passed out and was not waking up.
And now a neighbor who lives near the house says he heard a woman screaming the night of the murders. 30-year-old Enon Harsh, a chef, says he thinks he heard the scream at around 4 a.m., but he quickly dismissed it as noise coming from a party. I didn't think anything of it. After what happened, I definitely had second thoughts. Maybe it was not a party sound.
Now, based on this new information, where one of the neighbors claimed that he believed he heard a scream that morning of the day of the murders on November the 13th, 2022, but he dismissed it thinking it was a party. And he's saying after hearing that there was a murder at the residence, he reconsidered that he may have heard a scream. Now, this leads me to the 2 surviving roommates who are presumed to have been asleep, too drunk to hear, presumably slept through this ordeal. Some people claim that they stayed at the house and it's hard to hear something upstairs or downstairs. But yet, this neighbor allegedly could hear a scream. I believe the neighbor heard a scream. I believe that the two surviving residents heard a scream as well. So you have Maddie and Kiely sleeping in the same bed. It appears at first law enforcement didn't want to release this information. You also have Zana and Ethan sleeping in the same bed. Kiely and Maddie's door was locked, was found to be locked. So I must assume that Ethan and Zana didn't have a lock on their door. But when I look at the two surviving roommates, I have to ask myself two questions. If they went to the second floor and found Ethan and Zana, why would they say that one of them wouldn't wake up? One of them, you know, they saying one, but they clearly in the same room. I'm assuming they was in the same bed. That's a rational assumption that they was in the same bed. When you listen to the clips that I just played, it is saying that one of the surviving roommates, or both of them, was saying that one of the persons wouldn't wake up. Well, if one of them wouldn't wake up, why would you not try to wake the other person up? It would seem that you would say they were both not waking up. But let's be clear, people. The police described the scene as a mess. So this requires people to believe that when these two surviving roommates came into the room where Ethan and Zana was at, that they didn't see this gruesome scene. They didn't see the blood. They didn't see the stab wounds. They didn't see what was obvious. And then they called friends over. Hours later, then they called 911. So I want to focus on when these two survivors went into this room, are we to believe that they did not see the gruesome scene that the police described? If we asked ourselves that question, we would say they had to see it. So if we be honest with ourselves, what would a rational person do? So if they went in the room and saw this gruesome scene and they called their friends over, where is this fainting coming from when they called 911? Why are they fainting now? That, in my opinion, was an act. It was an act. By the way, before I go any further, like I tell you, this is my theory, my opinion. I'm not afraid of the Moscow police. In Idaho, you won't stop me from my theories. You don't scare me. So get ready and eat this for breakfast. Once again, when you look at the picture that the two surviving roommates say they was trying to wake one of the persons up in a room, which was either Ethan or Zana. And so they call their friends over. So at this point in the game, we are required to believe that they didn't see the blood, the defenseless wound, the gruesome scene. So I'm going to operate with the assumption that they saw clearly what was going on with them, that they were stabbed, they was dead or dying. They clearly saw this. What did they do? They didn't faint. They called some friends over. So at this point, we see that they are not surprised or shocked because they see the scene, all right? Call the friends over. Hours later, I believe it was past three hours that they called 911. And yet, we supposed to believe when they was trying to talk to 911, they fainted. I don't believe that. Now, I also believe that the Idaho Police Department are covering up that they refused to release the 911 phone call because it shows that these two roommates are suspect in what they're saying. That's just my opinion. Now, everybody keeps assuming that these two surviving roommates slept through this ordeal, somehow was drunk, could block it out because of college. I don't believe that they blocked it out. I believe that they knew it was happening. They was either afraid. Hold up. They wasn't afraid. I'm operating under the theory that they knew and helped plan it. Okay? Because I'm basing this theory and its conclusion on the fact that if the police describe the scene as they describe it, and you open the door, go in the room, and you're trying to wake them up, they're not waking up, you snatch the cover, you're going to clearly see. Perhaps you didn't even have to pull the cover back. You can see the gruesome scene. So that fainting, calling 911 in shock, you don't get an Oscar with me because I don't believe that. And so when you look at the fact that they waited hours, I believe 3 or more hours to call 911, they had to be cleaning up the scene. They had to been cleaning up the scene. This accounts why they can't find evidence that they need. Now, you would think that they would be looked at by the Idaho Police Department as very, very suspicious, as well as the people that they called over. We don't know what was moved, what was taken from the crime scene, because at that time, the two roommates contaminated it with the other friends that came over. People, you can ask anybody. If you see something like that that's so gruesome, why are you calling your friends and not 911? And why are you doing it hours later? Even after your friends arrive, why are they not prompt to call 911? This is why the police can't find anybody, because everybody that they cleared is clearly involved. That's just my opinion. Now, you want to take the people focus on this white car. You don't have proof that the white car is connected. You just say that they could have information. Well, why would you conclude that somebody who was driving this white car would have information that these two surviving inmates would not have, who didn't call 911 immediately, who didn't faint when they seen it, but all of a sudden it's hysterical and fainting when they making a 911 call? And this requires me to believe that once the two roommates could not arouse Ethan or Xana, that they went upstairs. Why are you calling or texting on the phone when if they not, I'm not going to text anybody under that situation, going right up to that third floor and you're going to check and they're going to know the door locked. So evidently their actions indicate that they already knew what happened because their actions are not in line with rationale or a rational response. Their actions are contrived, manipulative, and fit for cinema. Based on what I'm seeing and based on the facts, no forced entry, somebody knew the layout. The two roommates had their door locked. The four victims didn't have their door locked. So one would have to question the two surviving roommates' story. But in my belief, the police did not want to question their story because they don't want the world to know that Idaho has the two killers right there. And when I seen these two lone survivors on TV for the first time, I saw something that told me that they are the killers. They are in on the killing. So for all you news folks, for all you social media folks that's afraid to look at it like I have just explained it to you, you need to shut down shop. Because if you're scared, you're not a real publicist. You're not a real investigator. You're not a real news outlet. I'm telling you right now, the key to this murder is these two lone survivors. I don't believe them. Their story smell foul. I call it foul. And my name is Speak Van Holding. Good morning to all my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and like, but I ain't cut no corners. It's raw right here. It's hot right here. Good morning. Y'all have a great day.
Big shout out to everyone watching. We're going to play more videos from Speak Van Holding on the Idaho Folk Bryan Kohberger case. Let's go.
Have a seat, Captain. I want to talk to you. I have some questions for you. Now, I know the Supreme Court said that y'all can lie. That applies to any situation. So, but you can't lie to me. All right? Let's get that understood. Excuse me? Do you need an attorney? You might. I don't know. You may plead the fifth at any given time, Captain. Let me get this right, Captain. You got two additional roommates on the basement floor of the home, the first floor. The four victims, two lived on the second and two on the third. We know their names. We ain't got to say their name. We know their name. We just talking. We just talking. Well, go ahead and pour your drink. Pour your drink. Not so much, Captain. Just a little bit. I don't want you to say later on that you wasn't in your right frame. As a matter of fact, get that glass from the Captain. Let me get this right, Captain. These two long survivors, that's what I'm going to focus on, all right? Now, I understand that you cleared them, but there are some questions that must be answered to validate the clearing of these two long survivors. You do agree, don't you, Captain? You do agree that the public like to know how you cleared these two long survivors. My first question, Captain, assuming that the two surviving roommates woke up, my question is, what time did they allege that they woke up that morning of November the 13th, 2022? You plead in the fifth, you may do so. See, Captain, that's very critical. I noticed that y'all left the alleged time out. I understand why you did it. And I'm going to break that down too, Captain. Now, let me proceed, Captain. These two roommates, they get up. They see the two victims on the second floor, Ethan and his girlfriend. I just want to be clear on that. They open the door. We know that when you look at the scene, it's a bloodbath. Here is where it gets tricky, Captain. Be careful how you answer this, Captain. One of the roommates allegedly was calling 911, ran outside and fainted, and some people passing by got the phone and began to talk to 911. What was the other roommate doing as this other roommate fainted outside? What was she doing? Excuse me? You plead the fifth? You may do so, Captain. I bet you like that drink now, wouldn't you? But you're not getting one, Captain. I want you to be lucid. Now, Captain, you cleared these two alleged survivors. Since you plead the fifth on when they allegedly woke up, since it is not clear what the other roommate was doing when this other one allegedly fainted outside. Well, let me give you my theory, Captain, at that point in time. This alleged roommate that ran and fainted outside was staged. You know why it was staged, Captain? Why are you sweating, Captain? Why are you sweating? Well, let me finish, Captain. It was staged. You know why? That particular roommate knew in order to appear credible, she must pick a time in which it's busy outside, in which somebody see her. See, when she ran outside, she hollered to bring attention to herself and fainted while being on the phone with 911 or had somebody call 911. She needed somebody to see this. Okay? This the pretending part. Now, the other roommate at this point in time, it's never said what she was doing if she didn't faint either. I know she didn't faint either. So why didn't she call 911 with her phone when she seen the other one? Why didn't she run out as well? That's a timeline that's unspoken of, Captain. Do you see why it's suspicious that you done cleared these people without pinpointing this down, but being broad, encrypted with what you're saying? This is how you mislead the public. Now, let me finish, Captain. You know why this murder was an inside job, Captain? See, a reasonable, prudent-minded person, based on the facts and circumstances of these murders, would conclude that if there's no forced entry, no tracking of blood out the door anywhere, this could not be a lone murderer. 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 This could not be a a maniac. This would be somebody that knew that they had the time to clean up. Do you hear me, Captain? You mean to tell me that you believe that these two survivors are sleeping downstairs? This unknown killer would enter this home. There's no evidence of a forced struggle. Would enter this home, slaughter 4 people, and take the time and have the luxury of cleaning up? You are a moron to believe that. I'm not finished, Captain. I'm not finished. So, you have a white vehicle, a Honda. Have it ever occurred to you, Captain, that it was a third party that the 2 lone survivors let in? And participated in the murders? Have it ever occurred to you that when they first initially murdered Ethan and his girlfriend, that the 2 lone survivors, along with the third party, let's assume that the third party was in a vehicle, disposed of the goods, the clothing or whatnot. In order to efficiently kill and not track blood, it will require 2 knives, not 1, 2. Okay? The 2 lone victims, along with a third party, they got Ethan and his girlfriend and they cut him in the throat area, the most vulnerable area. Quick stabs there, make them weak, make them weak, and they can't move too much. They can't fight. They really can't talk too much. That's the quickest way to weaken them in the neck. So they attack them at the same time. They're being held down. They attack them. Okay? Then they go upstairs. This ensures that a lot of blood is not on them. They go upstairs and they get the 2 girls. None of these victims are big. None of them are really strong, as you can see. In order for the murderer to go in there and go into the home, this murder either had to already be in there or let in. And the only thing that I can see under the circumstance, the 2 lone survivors planned this murder that day. The driver of the vehicle is in on it, or one of the girls drove the vehicle somewhere and got back to the house somehow. This is why, Captain, you understand it's imperative that we know when these 2 alleged survivors pinpoint what time they woke up. Because if they was texting on the phone trying to wake them up, why haven't you revealed the time? Here's another thing, Captain. Like I said, if you see the situation and the only thing you can do is run outside and faint in front of everybody, what was the third person doing? What was the second survivor doing? Did the second survivor go upstairs and check on them? Because if I see the scene at the second level with Ethan and his girlfriend, a reasonable, prudent mind person is going to go up to the 3rd floor, but that door was locked. Now ask yourself, why would they lock that door? I'm talking about the 2 surviving victims, because at this point, circumstantial evidence indicate that they are the killers and they helped kill, okay? Because you go up in there, you kill the 2 girls, and then you lock the door behind them. This gives you justification for not going up in there and being able to check on them. And so you're going to pretend like you was texting, because you already know what's going on. You already know what happened up there, okay? So a reasonable, prudent mind person, when they open the door, right? So why are you trying to text? You already opened the door with Ethan and his girl, so you see what's going on, okay? Stay with me now. Stay with me now. Don't go to sleep now. Honestly, I don't know. Just stay with me. You tired? You should be. Now, I'm going to ask you again. This other one go faint out, allegedly faint outside. What the other one doing? See, you haven't revealed this to the public, but you have cleared them. Let me tell you what I think, Captain. I think that these two survivors don't lawyer it up, because guess what? If these two survivors are genuine in what they saying, they would have came out in public. If these they friends that they love, they would have came out in public to talk about this here. You see what I'm saying? You know, just like in Truckee, California, right? The friends, the so-called friends came out and expressed some things. I don't, you know, but these two so-called friends, they ain't nowhere to be found. You know why, Captain? Because they know their story is a lie. They know it. You know it. But see, you running around trying to phantom this white car, but the two killers, in my opinion, Captain, are right there. But you have not properly vetted them. I want to know again, Captain, what time did they wake up? And you know what, Captain? Why haven't you released the releasing the 911 call will not hurt your investigation. You know why? Because it's after the fact. It's after the fact. And so if it's after the fact and you believe that these two lone survivors and the people she called are innocent, release the 911 call. But I'm gonna tell you something, Captain. Why would two people living in a home wake up and see the victims on the second floor in a bloodbath? One allegedly go run and faint, and the other one, at some point in time, or both of them, they agreed to call friends over first. What reasonable, prudent mind person would do that? Captain, you mean to tell me you a captain and you can't deduce the facts? Now you got the world running looking for a white car? Saying that you believe they may know something? Don't you believe the two lone survivors ought to know something? I'm going to tell you something, Captain. Let me tell you something. Let me be clear with you. The killers had the luxury of cleaning up. Okay? So the killers that have a luxury of cleaning up know that they will not be discovered by a surprise party while they are cleaning up, because they live at the residence. They know they done killed anybody at the residence that can pinpoint them. Come on now. If this was a maniac that didn't care, there would be traces of blood in the haste trail of blood of getaway. But you have a neat crime scene. So, what type of survivors would wake up and see their friends stabbed like this? One allegedly run and faint, but what is this other girl doing, man? What is she doing, man? Then call some friends over. What did they do at that scene? Ask them. They haven't even came out and say why they call a friend. Because they the killers, man. You know they the killers. And you sitting up here sucking and jiving in the public. You know what, Captain? You are relieved of your duty. You dismissed. Put that badge down and get the hell up out of here.
Big shout out, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out. And I know Speakman Holding is watching. Big shout out to you, brother. Big shout out to you, brother. But I hope you know, and I'm gonna put it in the chat. My brother Speakman Holding, do your homework. My brother Speakman Holding, that are listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth. And I'm gonna write it in the chat. I'm using your own words. I'm using your own words against you. Big shout out to Speak Van Holden. I hope by the time you go live with me tonight, my brother, you are ready. I hope by the time you come live with me tonight, by 12 a.m., my brother Speak Van Holden, this is why it's going to be nuclear. Because I'm going to give you a heads up, Speak Van Holden. Listen, this is how I show you that I'm your brother for real. If I wasn't your brother for real, I wouldn't tell you and I would have done it. But I hope you're ready for tonight, Mr. My brother Speak Van Holden. Because I will use every single word you have put in your videos against you in the court of true crime. And I'm talking to my brother, Speak Van Holden. It's on chat. I'm talking to my brother from another mother, Speak Van Holden. I hope you're ready when you come up to stage and hit the StreamYard link. I hope you got you 2 shotguns with you because you are going to need it. Mr. Brotherly Love, Speak Van Holden. Mr. International, Worldwide, Speak Van Holden. You brother from another mother, Jrod on Point, will use each one of your videos, each one of your own words against you. I hope you're ready for what's coming tonight, and I hope all of y'all that are watching right now will be here tonight to listen to Jrod on Point and Speak Van Holden in a nuclear live stream. Cause sparks and flames and fireworks will occur. Sparks, fireworks, smoke will occur. I will use every single video you have put out there against you. And that's how I'm going to teach you, my teacher, that's how I'm going to teach my teacher how to stick with your own words. Because you cannot have a one opinion today and then try to satisfy the guilters some other day. I will not and I must not allow my own true crime teacher, my own brother from another mother, my collaborator, friend and family, Speak Van Holden. I'm not and I must not allow my own brother to bring gibberish, to bring false narrative, to bring a whole bunch of poop to the true crime community, because that's my brother. And this is how we keep it real to your family members in true crime. In the same way I keep it real with Lana, in the same way I keep it real with Harch, in the same way I keep it real with people that I appreciate. I hope you don't mistake my words, because I'm not playing when I'm talking about you. I'm not playing. I will use your own words against you. So if you ask me at this point, my brother Speak Van Holden is his own enemy. And I hope you come ready to speak that shit with me tonight. Because goddamn, I'll be ready. All those tricks that you teach me, I'm going to use them all against you. All those tricks you think you have on your ace, on your sleeve, you better come ready with those 2 shotguns, bro. You better come ready with those 2 shotguns, bro. Because tonight is going to be nuclear. We are going to spark the fuck up the night tonight. Big shout out to my brother Speak Van Holden. I hope you're ready, because I am. I've been ready. I was born ready, like fish and spaghetti. Okay? So big shout out to Speak Van Holding. We are listening right now as you speak, as I speak. We are listening to Speak Van Holding and his Idaho full Bryan Kohberger hot takes, which I appreciate my brother Speak Van Holding for being such a great brother. But at the same time, I will not and I must not allow not my own brother, not anyone else to confuse and distract the community, the true crime community that deserve the truth. You cannot tell me that you believe Bryan Kohberger is guilty when you know in the back of your head that you talking shit. When you know the killers are the frat boys and the sorority bitches from the University of Idaho. That's the real killers. And I must not, just because you're my teacher, just because I look up to you, just because we are close and we family members, bro. You know that I welcome you in my house whenever you want, bro. Because I trust you. But guess what? I do not trust your opinion of Bryan Kohberger being guilty after you show video after video after video that you know in the back of your head that the frat boys and the bitches from the sororities of the University of Idaho committed this crime. No, Bryan Kohberger, get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck you talking to? And I'm saying this out of love. I'm saying this out of pain. I'm saying this out of having nights of no sleep. Try to come here to the true crime community and let the whole world know the truth of the Kiely Rodni case and the Idaho folk. And I don't get tired. Because that same energy that you hear now is the same energy that I have every single day for everything that I do in life. Who the fuck you talking to? You are not going to come to the true crime community and confuse the people saying that Bryan Kohberger is guilty and he's going to get cooked. Even though if the legal system should not allow that. Who you talking to, bro? I appreciate everything you've done for me and the true crime community. You know I do. But you have created, Mr. Speak Van Holding, you have created a beast. And I thank you for that. I thank you for everything you have taught me. I thank you for every single phone call. I thank you for everything in your heart that you share with me. I appreciate, and you know I'm a secret keeper. Speak Van Holding, my brother. You know I'm a secret keeper. You know I have my love for you, bro. You know I got mad love for you, bro. I cannot fake on that. In the same way I cannot fake that you speak what you speak. You say what you say. And at the end of the day, you still have the balls to say that Bryan Kohberger is guilty when you know in the back of your head that this man is innocent. Not even because you think in the same way that in the Delphi case, you said that the Richard Allen was innocent. And then at the end of the day, you said that he was about to get cooked or he did it. How the fuck you felt when the same guy we both talk about, that he was the real killer, did confess about it? Oh, I'm gonna fuck with you tonight because I love you though. I hope you're listening. I'm gonna fuck with you tonight. Pause no Diddy, because I love you, bro. And you know that me and you could talk like this and everything is so good because you know it's love and respect at the end of the day. But I will not tolerate my own brother say that Bryan Kohberger is guilty when he know for a fact in the back of his head with all these videos that Bryan Kohberger is innocent. You cannot fucking play with me. You might be my true crime teacher, but you have no idea the beast and the animal that you have created in the true crime community. That's me. And I thank you for that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, bro. Because yes, you are one of the best in true crime. But right now, I don't even know what the fuck you saying that Bryan Kohberger is guilty, and that shit bothered me. That shit hit my heart. Because I know you're smarter than that. And basing myself on everything you have teach me, bro, you must not, and you should fix your narrative. You should come up clean. You should not give a fuck about the public opinion, what's popular and what's not. I understand you have lost a lot of subscribers, bro, but we try to get you right back to where you was. I lost a whole bunch of subscribers because I got terminated by a fucking bitch that didn't give a fuck about me speaking the truth. That bitch just wanted to see me out of circulation. Why? Because I'm speaking the truth. Because I'm speaking the shit that she's not speaking. Because the bitch want to protect the fraternities and sororities. That's why I got terminated. Because all of y'all motherfuckers, true crime content creators, some way, somehow, y'all motherfuckers all connected to fraternities and sorority. Guess what? Sort of me. So is me. What the fuck? Who the fuck you talking to? I'm on the upper echelon. I'm on the upper hemisphere of the fucking Illuminati. Who the fuck you talking to? I'm fucking telling you the same shit that they know. I'm telling you the same shit that it is what it is. I'm telling you. Why? Because no consequences could come my way. Not from the Illuminati, not from the government, not from none of the motherfuckers here in YouTube True Crime. Because I know people that knows people that knows people that knows people that fucking love me. Because I'm real as fuck. Because they motherfucking own me all the hard work that I have put up for Satan for years. But now I'm working for Jesus. Now Jesus is my savior. So guess what? Everything that I fucking know that y'all teach me, motherfuckers, I'm using it against you. And y'all know y'all can't fucking touch me. My family's too in deep with the Illuminati for me to be touched. Who the fuck you talking to? People get initiated by my own family members. Who the fuck you talking to? You want to meet Satan? I introduce you to my aunt. You want to meet Satan? I introduce you to my family member and see you're not going to get burned. I came here to YouTube True Crime to tell you the truth. Because the truth must come out. Everybody hates Trump. Why? Because he want to tell you the fucking truth. And the truth hurts. Big shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. Big shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. The truth hurts. No one want to listen to the truth. Why? Because it hurts. It hurts when you find out that your whole life you was fucking wrong. That shit hurt, ain't it? Huh? How the Puerto Rican from the middle of the Caribbean know all this shit, and y'all motherfuckers that was born here in the United States, none of y'all motherfuckers know what the fuck y'all talking about. Explain that shit to me. Who the fuck you talking to? I came here to help victims resolve these cases. I didn't came here just to talk about it. I am being about it. I'm reporting shit to the FBI. I'm snitching the fuck out. Everybody gets snitched on. I don't give a fuck. You see something, you say something. And that's how everyone should be in the true crime community. What the fuck you hear in the true crime community? Huh? What the fuck you hear in the true crime community and can't tell the fucking truth, even though the majority of people here don't want to hear it? I'm going to save my voice for tonight. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be nuclear. I'm going to talk to my brother, Speak Van Holding, the best, one of the best in the true crime community, and we're going to have fun. We're going to have a good time, both sparks and booms and smoke. It's going to be the recipe of the motherfucking night. He better bring those 2 shotguns because I got mine ready. Big shout out to my brother from another mother, Speak Van Holding. That's my brother. He hit different when I show love the right way. I'm the realest you will ever hear and see in YouTube true crime. I am him. I am him. I am that guy. I am him. Let's continue listening to my brother Speak Van Holding for the enjoyment of everyone. And tonight, the true crime community is gonna be on fire. I digress.
Bryan Kohberger is believed to be the killer that murdered the 4 Idaho students by the name of Xana Canola, Maddie Morgan, Kiely Conclave, and Ethan Chapman. The police are confident that this is the perpetrator. His family does not appear to be confident in his innocence. However, Bryan Kohberger have declared that he is eager to prove his innocence. Since he is presumed to be innocent until found guilty in a court of law, we must wait and see how a trial on the merits play out. I am still not convinced that Bryan Kohberger is the killer simply because they arrested him. I'm of the opinion that if he is the killer, he had help from somebody. And I believe he had help from somebody from Sigma Chi fraternity. Now, here's why I say that. They say he called in a radio station and he stated that he was working with 10 Sigma Chi fraternity people. And they asked him, how would you commit a crime? How would you murder somebody and get away with it? This brings me to the point where the police early in the investigation stated that Ethan Chapman attended the Sigma Chi party. Nobody could remember when he left. And they said there was a gap between the time he left in the party from the Sigma Chi and from the time he arrived home. That is the reason why I say that if Bryan Kohberger is the killer, he had accomplices. Now, earlier, I always asserted that it was my opinion that the 2 surviving roommates was the killer or had something to do with it. Today, I am still of that opinion. I am not convinced that they didn't have anything to do with it. I'm just not convinced. Now, and the reason I'm not convinced that they did not have anything to do with it is because their door was locked. Ethan Chapman, Maddie Morgan, and Xana Canola and Kiely Conclave, their doors were unlocked. So that is why I believe that they had something to do with it as well. That's just my belief. Now, it's no different than since the police arrested Bryan Kohberger, people believe that he is the killer. That's how simple it is to arrive at an opinion. Simply because he arrested, a lot of people believe that they got the right guy. And they may have the right guy and they may not have the right guy. But at this point in the game, it appears that his parents, mother, father, sister, don't believe that he's innocent. I don't believe that they really believe that he's innocent. It's simply by the way that they're acting. And I can say this. They said when Bryan Kohberger was arrested, he asked, has anybody else been arrested? That could mean many things to many people, but to me, he was asking, have his co-conspirators been arrested? That's why I believe that somebody at the frat house may have worked with him. I don't believe that this man, Bryan Kohberger, could go in a home by himself where he has never been and don't know what to expect unless somebody at that frat house told him. It's just my opinion. It's just my rationale, just based on the totality of the situation. And like I tell anybody, your opinion can be wrong. That's why it's an opinion. You just form an opinion based on what you know. A lot of times murders are not rational, but I just don't believe that Bryan Kohberger would randomly go into this particular party house unless he attended that frat party, talked to people, talked to those particular frat guys that he was talking to, and not know the layout unless they told him. They had to tell him. Now, if the police has DNA, whether it's in the form of blood, fingerprints, hair fibers, or whatever, if they can place Kohberger in that home, they got the killer. But I just don't believe that he worked by himself, went in there and killed 4 people, took the time to clean up. I just don't believe he worked alone. So it remains to be seen what evidence the police connects him, because the police at the time apparently just believe he worked alone, but they don't really know, because if some of the other frat people fingerprints was in the home, it would really be relevant at the time, because they can argue that they've been in the home, they partied in the home, so they can pretty much justify their fingerprints, hair fibers, etc. there. So they wouldn't be able to justify their blood mixed with their blood. And once again, I believe that somebody had to hold those victims. And I do believe that he may just have had help from somebody in that frat house, whether it be 1 or 2 or 3 people. He had help, in my opinion. So until a trial on the merits is done, until the case move on, we really won't know anything about it. We can speculate, and there's nothing wrong with speculating. So good morning to all my subscribers, and thank you for subscribing. And if you like and you're not a subscriber, subscribe and share.
Big shout out to everyone watching. I told you I'm going to use your own words against you, bro. Love you to death, my brother. I will use each one of your words against you, and hopefully you taking notes while you're listening right now. It will be nuclear tonight.
I see it from the inception, from the beginning, that the roommates, one of them had to have heard something. I stated and always contended that I don't believe that they heard or seen nothing. Lo and behold, on January the 5th, 2023, the Idaho police released the probable cause affidavit indicating that one of the surviving roommates saw the killer. The killer walked past her, and she was in shock. Well, like I said from the beginning, I just don't believe the roommates. Now, you have clinical psychologists and other folks trying to make excuse for the way that the surviving roommate acted. The surviving roommate states that she opened the door 3 times. she saw a masked man walking through the home. Yet, you were not in shock to the point where you couldn't open the door 3 times. At this point, you're not in shock. Let me tell you what I think and what I believe based on the facts. But before I go there, let me finish what I'm saying. The police, from the beginning, hid the fact that the roommates, or one of the roommates, seen the killer, purportedly for her safety. But guess what, people? That killer wouldn't have came back for her. The killer would not have came back for her. The reason why they conceal this information is because they know it doesn't make sense the way the surviving roommate act. I want you to put yourself in this frame of mind, people. The surviving roommate already asserted that she opened the door 3 times. 3 times she heard somebody crying and whimpering. Okay, she heard the barking dog. At this point, why not call 911? Why not holler out and say, I'm calling the police? So at this point in the game, it appears to me, based on her conduct, that she didn't care about nobody else's lives in that home but hers and the roommate in the room. Now, here's what I think happened. I said from the beginning that I believe that one of the surviving roommates opened the door and heard something but was scared. That's in one of my earliest videos. But now when I look at this new information, and even in my last video, people, I stated that I don't believe that those roommates didn't hear anything. See, I just think rational that if you in a home, 4 people got killed, you mean to tell me you heard nothing? So I'm of the opinion that this roommate knew they was being killed, but didn't care because she was jealous. I believe that both of those 2 surviving roommates didn't like the 4 victims. That's just my belief. Now, this happened around 4:17. You see a masked man walking through the home, and you don't think, I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. This is a part of the house. People walking in and out the house as if this is some common thing that they do, because if that was the case, she wouldn't have been shot. She wouldn't have locked her door. I stated from the beginning, I wanted to know why the surviving victim doors was locked and nobody else's doors was locked. Now, what I'm hearing, it appears that they left the door unlocked. If you living in a home and you leave a door unlocked, you asking to be killed. You asking to be murdered, okay? Plain and simple, people. We all know that today, and like down through the years, people will walk up to your door and check your door just to see what's going on. And a lot of times they come in to rape, kill, and burglarize. So whoever left that door unlocked, they are responsible for the killings in that home. But back to these 2 surviving roommates. What people try to justify is she's young, they're young and in shock. Well, like I said, the shock part has been negated by the fact that she opened the door 3 times. Why? How are you in shock, in fear of your life, and you instead of open the door 3 times, not knowing if the killer will be right there and take your life? See, like I said, people, from the beginning, you see a masked figure walking through the home. You see the masked figure leave, but you don't go check on the whimpering and the crying. I believe she said they say Kiely Conclave was crying. One of those victims, she heard whimpering and the dark barking. So you mean to tell me, after hearing this, after you seen this masked person leave, you didn't go to the door and then even and try to figure out what's going on? And if you went to the door and you didn't hear what was going on, why not kick the door in? Why not? You just seen some masked figure leave. If you yourself was in fear and shock for your life, why would you not have that same concern for the 4 victims in that home? And then when you wake up and you see you see the situation, the blood, the dead bodies, why are you calling your friends instead of 911? This leads me to believe that somebody knew about the killing. Somebody at the Sigma Phi might have knew about it, heard about it, and thought and told other people about it. And they said, hey, he really did do this here. I just don't find how people can give any credibility to the surviving roommates based on her conduct. The strange part about it, why is the police concealing the surviving roommate that acted this way? See, at this point in the game, you got Bryan Kohberger, but nobody can actually say that they saw him murder this person. But truth be told, at this point in the game, it appears that they have a solid case. It simply appears that they have a solid case. Even though it's circumstantial evidence is enough to convict you. Now, one of the victims' father, Mr. Kohberger, I believe I'm saying his name right. Well, he appears to be forgiving of the killer. But let me tell you like this, people. In my opinion, he don't forgive that killer. Who forgives a tyrant? Who forgives a killer that go in there and do a merciless killing for the sake of killing? Nobody, people. Nobody. But I can tell you this here, and I never wavered. I said from the beginning that one of the roommates had to have seen and heard something, and they did. I'm of the opinion that prior to the killings happening, the roommates heard everything. They knew what was going on. They didn't care. That's just my opinion. People trying to, some of the media outlets, some of the news reporters trying to make it appear that maybe the killer had already killed the victims. I don't buy that. I do not buy that. Everybody was alive when this killer was walking around, and the roommate knew about it. Yet, she or no one can truly justify the failure to shut the door. You locked the door back, but you didn't never call 911. But you in shock. How can you be in shock and really be in fear, but yet you open the door 3 times? My name is Speak Van Holt, and I'm signing off. Good morning to all my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, like, and share.
Big shout out to my brother from another mother, Speak Van Holding. I will use your own words against you, my brother from another mother. Big shout out to you. I appreciate all the hard work that you have done in the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case. You are listening to Jrod on Point and Speak Van Holding.
It has come to my attention by one of my subscribers that a lot of the YouTube channels are disabling the comment section when talking about the quadruple murders in Idaho, Moscow. I'm here to tell you, if you are subscribing to a YouTube channel that disable your comments, you should unsubscribe to those YouTubers because they are basically saying it's all about them. One of the biggest advantages, one of the biggest pleasures that I have on my channel is the feedback from my subscribers or for anybody just running through to the channel. I will never, ever disable the comment section on any of my videos. And here's why. Your First Amendment freedom of speech matters to me. Your input matters to me. Your inputs give me drive. I respect your input. I want to hear your input. It has value. Now, I'm going to jump into this subject on the 2 alleged survivors of the quadruple murders that happened on November the 13th, 2022. We have 2 alleged, I said we have 2 alleged survivors. It is alleged. that they are survivors. Now, for all practical purposes, everything I'm about to say is my opinion based on the facts. And it's simple as that. Now, Dylan Mortison, I noticed something very odd about this young lady. She's 21 years old and she has already had plastic surgery. Look at that mouth. So I have to give a profile to this little doll. She is so concerned about her looks. Already at the age of 21, she has plastic surgery. The analysis of this person, Dylan Mortison, is a highly jealous, highly unscrupulous individual. You don't want to be friends with this girl. Now, when we go to Bethany Funk, she is the same way. She is evil as they come. Now, let's get to the facts of the case. It would require one to stretch their imagination to the bounds of fantastic and delusionary scenarios to conclude that Dylan Mortison claimed to have seen the assailant as he was leaving. Yet, when we try to piece her story together, we come up with a problem. And that problem is, I believe she is a lie. Here's a recap. Not necessarily in the order, but here's a recap of what she stated. She stated she woke up around 4 a.m. She thought she heard whimpering or crying of one of the victims. She opened the door and she saw a masked figure walking around in the home. She shut the door and locked it in, opened it back up again and looked out and shut it again and opened it back up. Her conduct at this point in time indicates that she's lucid, she's not intoxicated, she's well aware of her surroundings. Her conduct also indicates that she is not frozen by fear. Now, for some strange reason, Bethany Funk is quiet. From this point on, she hasn't gave any statement. Dylan Mortison haven't gave any statement as to what Bethany Funk was doing. So Dylan Mortison claims to open the door and look out and shut the door and look out, but you never woke up Bethany Funk to inform her of what was going on. Well, it's assumed that she was asleep. I don't think Bethany Funk was asleep. Now, Dylan Mortison, claimed to have seen the killer leaving. I'm contending that she is a lie. Once again, I say Dylan Mortison is a lie, and I'm gonna prove it to you. We have this attorney by the name of Shannon Gray for the victim, Kiely Concalves. This is what this incompetent attorney said. She told the one of the news outlets, I believe Fox News, that Dylan Mortison was afraid for her life, and rightly so, because this man has just got through killing 4 individuals. Well, if the attorney is saying that attorney is basically saying that both of the alleged survivors, Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortison, knew that the 4 individuals was being murdered. Go look at Fox News or one of the Fox reports, and you will see that this attorney said she was scared for her life. Well, how can you be scared for your life and if you don't know what's going on? So now we must look at the totality of the alleged survivor's conduct in conjunction with what Shannon Gray, this attorney for Kiely Concalves, has stated. Now, the police went on, like I said, and made a statement to the Post that they don't know if they failed to call 911 immediately due to fear or intoxication. Well, right at this point, we can dismiss intoxication as well as fear, because Dylan Mortison stated that she saw him, she heard, she was listening, she opened the door 3 times and locked it. So she's not shocked. She's not shocked by fear to the point that she can't move or think, because she's clearly thinking to lock herself in the other roommate, Bethany Funk, in the room for safety. Now, I'm of the opinion that Dylan Mortison and Bethany Funk was awake. It is said that a Uber Eats driver dropped food off to one of, I believe, Zana Konodal. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me, but I believe Zana Konodal ordered Uber Eats, and it was around the time where the murders occurred. So, am I to believe, or should society believe, that once this food was dropped off, Zana Konodal went upstairs and ate in the dark with a roommate, or ate in the kitchen or the living room? I'm of the opinion that she stayed downstairs, either in the kitchen or the living room, to eat. And so, at the point, the alleged killer, whom they say is Bryan Kohberger. So for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to say that Bryan Kohberger is the killer, because he has a right to a trial, and I take that very, very seriously. We're just going to say that this masked man, the masked man, perhaps Batman, who knows? I believe that once this person entered the home, that the 2 alleged surviving victims, DM and BF, heard the whole thing, heard the killings of all the victims, witnessed the killings, allowed the killings, never called 911 because they wanted to see these 4 individuals dead, because they was highly jealous of them, and they were not friends with them, as you would think. Now, the police, the Idaho police, has not properly vetted the narrative of the 2 alleged surviving victims, DM and BF. I'm of the opinion that a lie detective test should be given by an independent organization, and they should be thoroughly vetted concerning the events of that day. We cannot rule out these 2 alleged survivors as suspects via complacency, because under a different set of facts, let's be real, people, if these was 2 Black surviving females under these circumstances, everybody would be saying something is not right by virtue of them being 2 Black females. And I'm saying something not right by virtue of these 2 demonic looking girls' conduct in calling 911, excuse me, hours later, over 5 hours later, but yet they called friends over. But let me tell you why they called those friends over. They called those friends over before they called 911 to relish in the deaths, the gruesome scene that was before them. That's how much hate Dylan Mortison and Bethany Funk had of Kiely Concalves, Madison Morgan, Zana Konodal, and Ethan Chapman. That's how much hate and jealousy was in their heart. They called friends over to look at that gruesome scene, and probably even took pictures. One thing that cannot be debated by anyone not even God. Their conduct is not rational and it cannot be justified. And the only way to rule out the question as to why is a lie detector test. That is the only way. Now, when it comes to the victim's mother and father, they may be forgiven. But I can tell you this, no man, no real woman would allow these two alleged survivors' story to stand without a proper vetting. And I stand on that. Because if we are to accept the alleged survivors' versions of events without proper vetting, we are fools and imbeciles. But I can tell you this, and I'm telling Dylan Mortician and Beckney Funk, I don't believe you. I charge you also accessory to the murder of Kiely Concalves, Madison Morgan, and Zana Kanoda, Ethan Chapman. I charge you by complacency because your conduct indicates you was complacent. I know for a fact, this is not an opinion, I know for a fact that you would fail a lie detector test. That's not an opinion. So if you want to sue me, you bring your lawyers. You better bring the best, because I'm looking for a litigation. I'm looking for a litigation test to test my skills, because I'm one of the best. By the way, my name is Speak Van Holden. Good morning to all my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscriber button and like.
Big shout out to Speak Van Holden. He will have to stand on his words tonight. My brother from another mother, I'm using your own words against you, so I hope you're ready to debate yourself. Not me. We're not debating. I'm not debating with you. I'm not, because I'm good. We've done it many times. But tonight in special, tonight, Mr. Speak Van Holden, my brother from another mother, the realest of the realest, he will have to stand on his own words tonight. And I will make sure that my brother from another mother, I will make sure that my brother from another mother makes sense. He have to make sense using his own words. I'm not allowing my brother to sit there and mumble the whole night. No, my brother will have to stand on his own words. My name is Jrod, and y'all listening to Speak Van Holden. This one here said home invasion solutions, but the next one is about the case. So let's listen to Speak Van Holden.
It is incumbent upon me to inform my listeners, my viewers, that Bryan Kohberger's right to a fair and impartial jury trial is a foregone conclusion as well as an illusion. When you ponder, when you consider the way that the news media, prosecuting defense attorneys, as well as retired CIA agents, FBI agents, etc., and so-called criminal profilers speak about the Bryan Kohberger case, you will notice that they are speaking as though he is guilty. Although we have this mantra in the United States that you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, today we bear witness that that mantra is inflated like the American dollar, backed by nothing, good for nothing. Now, I want to bring something to my viewers' attention that these lawyers, these judges in the legal profession is pulling over people's eyes. I know y'all have heard that Bryan Kohberger needs an attorney that's experienced in death penalty cases. No, there is no such thing as a death penalty case. Bryan Kohberger is charged with murder, okay? The death penalty is only one of the judgments that a jury can give him. It's not a death penalty case. There is no such thing as he is being charged with a death penalty case. He's charged with murder. Now, let me tell y'all what they mean by experiencing death penalty cases. But let me be clear on one thing. The appeals courts in Idaho, the United States Supreme Court of the United States, all the judges, as well as the district court, JP court judges, county judges, municipal judges, the public, they have already determined that Bryan Kohberger is guilty and will be found guilty. Let me tell you how I know this. When you take an attorney and you say that that attorney needs to be experienced in death penalty cases, what's the difference in that attorney being experienced in any other case? See, what they are hiding from the public is that most court-appointed attorneys never really truly try a case. They always look for a plea bargain because they're not paid enough money to really try and defend somebody. So Bryan Kohberger does not need a special attorney, because if you go to school, if you go to jurisprudence school for 4 years and you simply got your JD doctorate degree, the only problem is that will prevent you from representing somebody in any particular criminal case is your lack of continuing study. Okay, I have never been to law school, but I know how to represent myself in any criminal charge in any criminal court, district court, county court, appeals court, etc., etc. It's all about education. Okay, plain and simple. A lot of people are taking that, oh, Bryan Kohberger needs an attorney that's experienced in death penalty cases. No, what he needs is an attorney that is experienced in criminal law. See, when you go to stressing that he needs a attorney experienced in a death penalty case, what you're basically saying is that he needs an attorney to point out that his childhood, his upbringing, the bullying caused psychological problems that made him this way, and therefore his life should be spared for killing the 4 students in Idaho. Basically, people, they are saying that this man is guilty. Okay? Every law professor, every jurisprudence individual that studied and that's a student of the law know that this is what they're getting at. Now, I initially stated that I would not give my opinion as to whether Bryan Kohberger was innocent or guilty. I have changed my position because Bryan Kohberger waived his right to a speedy trial. When you waive your right to a speedy trial under these particular facts of a case in this situation, you are in effect saying that the evidence is sufficient for a guilty verdict. Now, let me be clear. Let me tell you, there was only one reason, and this is the second reason. Like I say, people, as facts come out in the case and it gets developed, I will give my opinion at some point. And I will tell you whether he is guilty or not guilty. And I can pretty much tell you this, he will be found guilty. Although the evidence is circumstantial, it is a powerful demonstration that he is guilty because the circumstantial evidence places him at that scene without justification. It places that murder weapon in his hands at the scene of that crime, and he cannot justify that. Here's what the defense is trying to do. But before I go there, let me say this here. If you go back and look at one of the videos where Bryan Kohberger was stopped in a traffic stop with his father while he was driving a Honda Electra, Bryan Kohberger in one of those videos clearly is hiding his hands from the police. He does a miserable job because you can clearly see one of his hands with rubber gloves on that you see in a medical or research setting. Now, why would this man be driving with rubber gloves on, knowing how uncomfortable and sweaty they are, and then hiding his hands from the police? When I saw that video, coupled with the fact that his DNA was found on the sheathing of the knife at the home, I say today that I am of the opinion the circumstantial evidence strongly points that Bryan Kohberger is the murderer. Now, like I said, people, every judge, every lawyer, defense, they can pretend they know he guilty. Even without a trial, without hearing the evidence, they know he guilty. The whole thing right now with the Bryan Kohberger case is just a show. I can't even fathom what the defense attorney for Bryan Kohberger would try to, what type of defense they would put on, because it would be pretty much farcical, okay? Now, it appears that the prosecutor who represents the state is saying that DM is an eyewitness. No, DM is not an eyewitness. She never stated that she saw Bryan Kohberger. She just saw a man with bushy eyebrows with a build, not athletic, but not slim. Okay, that does not really describe Bryan Kohberger. That can describe anybody. So they don't have an eyewitness. All right. Now, but what they have is the fact that his DNA is at the scene of that crime on that knife sheathing. That's enough, people. That's enough. But let me tell you what circumstantial evidence is. It means it's not evidence of the fact at issue, meaning is he the murderer? It is only inference of a fact which can prove more than likely he is the killer. Let me give you an example. If I come into your home, I knock on the door and you let me in and you got a bill folder on the console, only me and you are in your home. And you go to the kitchen and get me a beverage. You come back and the wallet is gone. Although you didn't see me take the wallet, you can infer the fact that I was the only one in the living room. It was there when you left, and when you came back, it's gone. You can easily prove that I got the wallet. You don't have to see it. That is the case with the Bryan Kohberger quadruple murders. That's the evidence. So any rational, intelligent person can draw that inference. So guess what, people? He will be found guilty. But let me tell you the dirty play that they're trying to do. They're trying to avoid the death penalty. They are going to try to use the fact that he was an overachiever. He was always being picked on. It messed with his mentality. But guess what, people? That is no justification. You're a grown man. If you are disciplined enough to put yourself through college, get a PhD, etc., etc., there should be no pity. You killed 4 people, okay? You killed 4 people. So you are deserving of the death penalty. You are deserving. But the reason why they want to save him from the death penalty is because in reality, they see that there may be a problem if they convict him and sentence him to death. Because although the evidence is circumstantial, we really don't know all the evidence at this point. Because that evidence can be problematic. Because it is assumed that he acted alone. And he may have acted alone. But guess what, people? This brings me to something about this case that nobody has really talked about. So if DM saw Bryan Kohberger leaving, that means Bryan Kohberger, assuming that he is the real killer and only killer, that means he killed the other 2 individuals first. Now, this is particularly problematic because you mean to tell me that you have DM and BF, allegedly BF slept through the ordeal. Allegedly DM was shot through the ordeal. Okay. So that means that Ethan Chapman and his girlfriend was murdered prior to Zana Canoli and the other victim, Maddie Mogan. I believe I'm getting the names in reverse, but Ethan Chapman and his girlfriend evidently appears to have been murdered first. So, yet DM never alleged that she heard Bryan Kohberger or the assailant murdering Ethan Chapman. Here's what I think. I think that DM actually heard Ethan Chapman and his girlfriend being murdered and did nothing. That's what I think. And I think as she heard this noise and this stuff going on, that once she realized Ethan Chapman and his girlfriend was dead, Bryan Kohberger at some point in time proceeded up the stairs. But like I said, Donna Canolo had an Uber Eats driver drop her off some food. So it will be interesting if this case actually go to trial. It will be interesting. But let me tell you something. Anything can happen in this trial because I really don't believe that the prosecutor want a trial. I really don't believe that the state of Idaho want a trial because if they have a trial, they would have to put DM and BF on stand to testify and be cross-examined. And I just don't think the state want to take this chance. Although the evidence is strong circumstantially, a reasonable doubt may be cast that he is the actual killer because we're assuming that Bryan Kohberger acted alone. We are assuming DM and BF had nothing to do with these murders. I'm not saying that they did. I'm saying that, hey, they got some explaining to do because that don't make sense to me. Ethan Chapman is a man, and Ethan Chapman appears to be about the same height as Bryan Kohberger. He appears to be able to match Bryan Kohberger in strength. I seen Ethan Chapman singing a country song with a friend on YouTube, and that guy looked like he can handle himself, unless Bryan Kohberger saw him sleep and attacked him first. And the only way I can see that Bryan Kohberger being able to attack Ethan Chapman and his girlfriend without really causing a major disturbance is that he had to have had some type of help. I just don't believe that this man pulled this off by himself. I don't believe it because it just don't make sense. And I'm saying that because he asked who else been arrested. Has anybody else been arrested when he was arrested? If you acted alone, you don't ask those type of questions. But either way, it will be interesting to see if this case actually go to trial. I just don't really see it going to trial because if it go to trial, it's a problem for the state of Idaho, the prosecutor. It's a problem with the evidence. And I really don't think that they want certain things coming out because I am of the opinion that the Idaho police may have committed some constitutional violations of Bryan Kohberger in getting a lot of evidence. That's just my opinion. But we really won't know until the state put on its case, until the defense come to the table. But I can tell you this here, people. Bryan Kohberger's attorney do not need additional time to investigate anything. I heard today that the defense for Bryan Kohberger sent in a few investigators into the home. I don't know why, but that's something that the attorney should be, even though you send them investigators as an attorney, you need to go to the scene as well to get a firm command of the facts. Every attorney is tasked and responsible for having firm command of the facts of a case. Now, once again, I believe this case is going to come down to DM and the other BF. It's going to come down to them because if they are considered a witness, you can expect vigorous cross-examination. Vigorous. And like I said, I don't think the prosecutor want the defense to hone in on How did you try to wake them up? Once you tried to wake them up, when you seen their state, why did you call your friends rather than 911? And then, if you really look at it, if the defense is really thinking, they really do have a defense that can destroy the circumstantial evidence. Who's to say that the friends that DM and BF called over prior to the police did not plant that sheety knife? The knife sheeting. Who's to say that they didn't do that? Well, my name is Speak Voted. Excuse me. I'm kind of tired today. My name is Speak Van Holen. Good evening to all my subscribers, and if you like, subscribe and share.
All right, big shout out to Speak Van Holding. I appreciate everyone that was watching this live stream tonight. It's gonna be nuclear. Big shout out to Speak Van Holding. It hit different. We appreciate everything that he done for the true crime community and myself. Thank you so much. Make sure everyone go click like and subscribe and share his content. I gotta send a big shout out to Amy Conway, as always, with us moderating the chat. The best of the best, sniping from the hip. Amy Conway, big shout out to everyone that are listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Is Jrod on point? All right, listen, guys, we're gonna be here tonight, and please make sure to click like, subscribe, and share the content. I want everyone to be here tonight. It's gonna be a nuclear live stream. And as always, your favorite brother, your mother's favorite son, the black sheep. All right? Believe in yourself, because I believe in you. If I did it, you could do it too. I'm nothing special. I believe that you're going to take the best decisions in your life for yourself and for everyone around you. Make sure that everyone love yourself, take care of yourself, so you'll be able to love others and take care of others. I'm going to see y'all tonight. And as always, I'm going to leave y'all with your favorite song. I'm going to leave y'all with your favorite song, my favorite song. Okay? You so sexy. Okay? Big shout out.
Salga la luz, sexy millar, la que me tira a la guiña, aunque ande con su man, vamos a misionar.
Come over here and let me know your name, boy. Your sexy smile got me checking for your seat.